everything's here. Everything's gonna work. One quick load, boom, we're in. Easy. The last session was a little dry. That is not dry. I am not scientific enough to cut off the access to the sulfur. So I just started wandering around again. Okay, there's a couple of triangles that aren't filled in. I guess we'll figure those out. But yeah, I think somebody mentioned a couple streams ago that I have a lot of quests in Camp McCarran. So if I just drop in there, maybe I'll find some stuff to do. Am I really like... Is it really just kind of figuring out the main faction quests? And I guess there's DLC.
Don't need this right now. Made up my mind a long time ago.
How far into the game am I? I mean, how... I'm level 20 something. I'm not quite sure how else to answer that, given how non-linear the questing can be. Oh! My golden heat cockroaches have come out. There's a lot of unmarked quests that are fun. Okay. Just like you have to wander around and find it. Does you feel kind of wearing off, or are you still mostly enjoying it? No, I'm still enjoying it. I just don't think I'm experiencing the lately, I don't think I'm experiencing the content in a hyper-efficient way. Ew. Bummer, man. It was like it was so stable last time. Kind of still slowing down there. Oh, game's still paying, thank you. Don't have enough to fix right now. Alright, let's just minimize that. We don't need... Yo. Fuck. There's not a whole lot else to... I could turn off anti-crash. Maybe that's doing something. I really don't need that anymore. Wait, am I? No, I turned off my hot body. Oh, maybe that's doing something. Yo. Hey, what's up, Chili? I do need to download more RAM. You're right. Yeah, I'm doing a melee only run, comrade. It's obviously, you know, melee in first person is always a bit of a challenge, but it's still fun. And it's not, I don't know, it's not like shooting in this game is... Maybe the cockroaches are causing it? That would be terrible. Any tips for finding Final Fantasy XIV free companies? There are utilities in game for that, right? Like free company search or something? There's definitely party finders and things. I guess the most organic way would be to use Party Finder to find groups that are doing the kind of content you want. And then just chat them up, you know? If you get some friendly people in party chat, people that respond when you say hi and you just kind of chat about stuff. If you can find a couple players that sort of, or a group of players that, ooh, nice view. Yeah, free company will find you normally. Yeah, I don't know that you necessarily want to like join up with anybody who's just spamming chat in like Limsolo Mensa or something, but yeah, Silver Sam, this is my first time playing. I have started it before many times, but I've never gotten this far and I've never finished it. You wouldn't want this paragon of a man bounding down out of the mountains. Oh, this guy wants to talk to me. He's coming for it. You can do it, buddy. Now, let me sit over here. Make it easier on you. Come on. Come on. Oh.
Stay out of the control room and enclosure or there's gonna be trouble. Got it?
There's a man scrambling down the mountains in like silk negligee. Well, we better tell him about the control room. We don't want to run into any issues again. I'm gonna guess you can fuck with the power here. You're helping out other factions. I just love how memorable this game is. Yeah, you know, I think it's just the humanity. It's the charm, which is scary because I saw none of that in Starfield. Then again, Bethesda Game Studios games are not very charismatic. They're usually not. They're very austere. Like, Lusty Argonian Maid is about as fun as a Bethesda Game Studio game gets. Meanwhile, this game has like Monty Python references and all that shit. Now, granted, that's also kind of in the legacy of old school Fallout. Those games were pretty wacky too. But like Fallout 3 wasn't very funny. It was fun, but like, I guess, what is it? No, there's some fun stuff in there though. Liberty Prime, football spiraling bombs. That's pretty good. I'm worried Starfield won't, or Stanfield won't be weird. There will probably be one or two surgical insertions of weird. But I think, especially now that they're in the Xbox family, Outer Worlds is right there. Outer Worlds is like the hyper wacky version of Starfield, so I don't know. I haven't seen Top Gun yet. I ought to. I don't know. Everyone says you should see it in theater. It's still playing, right? It's got to still be playing. Yeah, I should set aside a day. Problem is I don't have that many days left. Maybe while I'm in Minneapolis. Maybe I can go see it in the Mall of America. Hopefully it's still playing when I get there. I could probably watch a lot of movies next week. That's awesome. I'm so impressed with the color grading in this game. Like, the artists at Obsidian did a really good job. I don't remember Fallout 3 looking this pretty. And I don't mean technically, I mean like in terms of its color. Just the, like, the grading of the sky. I'm so done with theaters, my OLED has spoiled me. Theater screens look like muddy shit now. Yeah, for me it's I was pretty done with theaters, but it was just because of the theater going experience. Theaters now have like a staff of 4, and 3 of them are working at the snack counter. I don't know. Like, what's the appeal of going to a theater? It's not like a projectionist, like a skilled projectionist is like working to show them. They just plug in a hard drive and hit play, right? Well, maybe I'm wrong there. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyone who's worked as a modern projectionist can correct me.
That how you want to play, huh?
But like, you're going to a room with a bunch of other assholes, so somebody can like download an MP4 and hit play. I can do that. Wah! Minus the assholes. That was pretty cool. Chop! Chop! One more chop. Ooh. Saw Doctor Strange and there was an ass behind me that I swear was making a YouTube reaction video. It wasn't great. Yeah, you could have just watched it at home. That's what I'm gonna do. For like less money. Your snacks are right there. It's like there are people who really vibe out on being in like a group of people that are all reacting to something and experiencing that solidarity. I get that. You know, when I watched Endgame and everybody lost their shit, and Captain America swinging a hammer, it's like, oh, this is all right. This is pretty good. But for every one of those circumstances, when like it's a fun movie and the audience is feeling it and like everyone's cheering, or like going to a horror film, with the right kind of audience can be, it can be amazing. When people are like yelling at the screen and laughing and yelling, it's great. But I've had in my life like 3 of those experiences total, whereas nearly every other movie-going experience with people has been, it's like people neurotically checking their Instagram feeds, taking photos of shit. Like whenever there's a dialogue scene in a movie, people just whip out their phones because they're bored. Paladin Toaster. Oh, that's the like fisty puncher. 6,800 caps. Only has 73 DPS though. Rebel Edge, thanks for the sub. Are people really that loud there at the cinema? It's considered really rude to make a sound or disturb the movie at all here. Yeah, maybe it's just an LA thing. I think that might be part of it. It's just like theaters that are more full. Indeed, STFU. Thanks for the prime. Alamo solved that. You get kicked the fuck out if you sneeze. Yeah. No, Alamo's the only theater I go to now. Thank God there's one in LA. Yeah, but I would not have, for a second, like I swore off theaters when some dude almost got in a fight with me because I asked him to be quiet. Like the finale of Us, and they're like talking over the movie and like singing along with the music badly. Just like, you guys have got to be quiet. And then he stood up out of his chair and started swearing at me. And I'm like, all right, okay. And then I went out. It was a late showing. Like the movie started at 9, so when I walked out, it was like 10:30 or whatever. And there was no one there. Everyone had gone home because movie theaters are run by like 4 people. So I had to wait a long time. And then like a God bless him, like 17-year-old had to be like, I'm sorry. And I'm like, that's okay, child. It's not your fault. But I'm never coming back here again. They gave me vouchers for the movie, and I'm like, cool. I'm gonna go home and throw these in the trash. Silver Sam, thanks for the sub. I go to AMC, and if stuff like that happens, management gives you free tickets. Yeah, I got free tickets, but I'm not going back. I should have asked for a refund, but I don't know, the teenager probably did not have the authority to approve that. I just didn't want to cause issues. Anyway. Like the big screen for certain events, like Everything Everywhere, Top Gun, Maverick, New Jurassic World. Huh. Yeah, I mean, I get spectacle films, but like... I think this is another part of it. I was thinking about this. About how, like... film hits different when you know the human cost of making it. You know, you can watch Ben-Hur and be like, motherfucker. Or even Wizard of Oz. And just like the human spectacle of it is really something to behold. But I just don't feel like the same spectacle is there when you're looking at it and you're like, wow, that render farm really worked. I mean, it's like human art that goes into it, obviously. But seeing a image generated by computers hits the same to me on a big screen as it does on a small one. There are still like photography films. I feel like I would have liked to have seen The Green Knight in theaters, because there's a lot of shots where it is just a practical shot of like really good landscape, and it fits the pacing of the film really well. But I'm just like, why?
This is a restricted area. State your business.
When it comes to like blobby dudes punching each other, I can watch that on my phone. I don't care. It's the same thing. Yeah, Green Knight was good in theater. I can imagine that. I wouldn't mind seeing Green Knight in theater. Or The Room. I would like to see The Room in theater. Although that's got a whole like... I'm taking over. Need food, fill belly. You got food? This is like one of the first zero intelligence dialogue options I've seen. Food.
I can't tell whether you're joking or radiation melted part of your brain, but either way, I don't see a good reason to let you through.
Drano, thanks for the sub. Dune, yeah. Yeah, Dune, yeah. Yeah. I don't know, though. Like, Dune, I watched Dune at home, and I don't really feel like I missed all that much. I would have enjoyed watching it in a theater, but I feel like this is the same thing, where it's like, it's a really pretty wallpaper, but it was made by computer. It was made by people and computers, but still.
When you say I love you, honey, called.
There should, but we're not getting much power out of it, so none of our enemies have big interest in it either. Not like Hoover Dam, anyway. We had a real fighting force here just long enough to take it from the Brotherhood of Steel. Then they got sent east to the dam like everybody else. Caesar's Legion sends skirmishers every so often, prodding for weaknesses mostly. The reality is, if they really wanted it, we'd all be dead.
Yes, I do.
A 5 out of 10 movie at home is a 7 out of 10 at the cinema. Doesn't better the movie, but improves the experience. Boy, to me, it's opposite. It's opposite. A 5 out of 10 movie at home is 3 out of 10 at the cinema. Because it's the same movie, but I have to deal with people. And it's more expensive, and it takes longer. And when I'm here, just be in my goddamn underwear. All the drinks and snacks, vapes I want. Can't pause, yeah. Different strokes for different folks, though, huh? How about all audiences can be served? What I think is interesting is that now that movies aren't the only way to watch films in a proper way, I think movie theaters are figuring out what the movie theater experience is, separate from the actual movies that they held captive, basically, and it's trash. It's raw trash. Most movie theaters have such a trash experience, which is why Alamo's really good, because they actually invest in that. But everything else is just like it's a fucking farm. You're in, you're out. They overcharge you for popcorn, and they don't want to hear from you.
But the day that I stop counting, that's the day my world will end.
I ask myself the same question all the time. But energy is hard to come by around here. Gives you more control over this area than troops ever could. Hell, if we lose the dam to the Legion, this little plant may be our last stand.
Movie theaters are like GameStop of the movie world, I guess. The bad experience. The only thing they have is the product that they're selling you, because the experience is trash. And once the retailers knew that, then they can cut hours, they can like remove employees, cut it down to the bone to maximize their profits. And none of that is any visibility on what makes the experience better for you. And now that you can buy games digitally and you don't have to deal with getting pitched a magazine and pre-orders and buying something else and Funko Pops at the register and waiting in line while 3 people in front of you get the same like 3 things pitched to them at the sales process. You don't have to do any of that anymore. So they don't. And they're like, oh no. Now that people don't have to come here, we can't make it trash garbage. Oh, that's true. You do get pitched pre-orders, even in digital stores. But at least you can silently tap past them.
Damned if I know. Put up a hell of a fight, though. We had them outnumbered, I don't know, 20 to 1 maybe? They held out as long as they could. Lost most of their force before they retreated. Gave us a little parting gift, too. They had some of the plant running, but they shut it all down. Enabled an old security system, too, to keep us away from the controls. Jerk-offs. Why would I want to let you do that? Sorry, no civilians inside. I can't start making exceptions now. Best you can do is talk to someone at the station where your brother enlisted.
Oh yeah, the ads before the movies start.
Later.
I can't remember when that first happened. I think it was like an ad for the US Army. And I was like, that's fucking weird. That's not a movie. That's not a movie trailer. Also, it was like Kid Rock singing I Am an American Badass. I remember this so explicitly. How there were like, it was like footage of NASCAR cut with Kid Rock being, I am an American Badass. And then like army dudes dropping out of helicopters. And I was like, this is the most fucked thing. I don't want to be here. And then, yeah, it just went on into actually full-on commercials. Fucking commercials. You pay $20 for a shitty seat that has barely been cleaned around a bunch of assholes on their phones to watch ads because they decided that they didn't get enough money from you when they charged you $8 for 30 cents of popcorn. Man, fuck movie theaters. Fuck movie theaters. I can't, like, it boggles my mind that somebody, and they play ads in the fucking bathroom. Whoa. And some people are still like, oh, I love going to theater. Like, theater's for me. Love being in that room full of people.
Now there's no use of crying. Tell me where can I go? East or west,
Hey, that's fine. If they love it, that's great.
south.
But as far as I'm concerned, that
You let the
Alamo, love you. Well, protect Alamo. But the rest of the fucking, man, the rest of the fucking movie theaters can just go out of business. Does Twitch smash you for streaming the Fallout music? It does not. Twitch is really not that, I need science to blow up the thing, so I'm gonna try science. Twitch is really not that restrictive. The worst thing that happens is that parts of the VOD get muted on Twitch. And then on YouTube, the VOD gets claimed. So ads run on it, but I don't get the money, but I don't care. YouTube's no money anyway. So it all works out. You ever order food at Alamo or just drinks? Yeah, both. I mean, I don't really drink that much these days, so they have a couple of salads that are pretty good. That's usually what I get. Who's your companion? The Punchy Brotherhood of Steel lady, and then I also have a modded companion named Willow. Combat speed. Yeah. Max Brain seems like the kind of guy who would be amped up by being around people. The town I grew up in, there's still a drive-in theater. Yeah, drive-in's pretty good. You can adjust the volume, you have more space, you can set up lawn chairs, that's true. Problem with drive-in. View's always not the best, screen's always not the brightest. And people are always going to be people. I went to a drive-in to see Invisible Man, and somebody in the fucking front row turned on their headlights. Shining their headlights on the screen, because I think they thought it would make the movie brighter. Because people. Somebody had to go up to them and be like, please turn off your headlights.
He came riding from the south side, slowly looking all around.
That's pretty much the worst. That's the worst I've ever experienced at a drive-in, though. Oh yeah, there's Abigail, Cass. Never mind. Right, I'm pulling around Cass. There's so many caves in this damn game. Oh no! You know what I must do? Cazador must die. Although I'm gonna come out of here poisoned as shit. I don't think I have any anti-venom either. Does animal venom bleed, like, go away over time?
Now the stranger started talking, made it plain to folks around. Was in Arizona, ranger wouldn't be too long in town.
Could you craft anti-venom?
He came here to take an outlaw back alive, or maybe dead.
Suppose? Probably.
It didn't matter, he was after Texas Red.
After Texas Red. What? I can't go in?
Long before the story was relayed to Texas Red.
Just a prop. Never mind.
But the outlaw didn't.
Hey, Ansem. Thanks for the sub.
Before day.
Driving also coincided with being a teenager and having my first car and first girlfriend, so there's some sentiment there. Hi. Drive-ins are great. Sort of. I still don't think it's a better viewing. It's fun for the novelty. Maybe not a better viewing experience than watching at home.
I'm gonna have a dog biscuit. Do you want one too?
Sure. Thank you. I saw Bad Boys 3 at a drive-in. But like, if you're not in a right spot, sometimes the like struts of your car can cut off your view. You might have a really askew viewing angle. Yeah, it wasn't good. Bad Boys 3 was kind of bad. There was one good shot in it that I was actually pretty alright with. When it was like 2 levels and they turned the camera on its side, so it was like this vertical shot of what was happening above and below. Like, that was neat, but the rest of it was boring and bad.
We won't go quietly. The Legion can count on that.
Forgot that movie existed. Yeah, Oh, there it is. The Night Stalker blood. I feel like I just killed some Night Stalker.
There before them lay the body of the outlaw on the ground. Oh, he might have
Saw Star Wars Episode 7 at a drive-in, and it was awesome. Oh, I saw Bloodshot at a drive-in, yeah.
the ranger with the big iron on his hip.
Then Mortal Kombat was the first one I saw in theaters.
Big iron.
Fatality or not, I was theater bound for Mortal Kombat. That's fair. That movie was also kind of weak.
The big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip.
You think X-Men can defeat the Avengers? You mean like in terms of box office? No,
Glad you're with us.
absolutely not. Ooh. X-Men's movie brand is in the toilet right now too. How do they keep making those? The X-Men movies are kind of fascinating because they never stopped being 2000s films. I guess it's because it's all Bryan Singer, but not as bad as Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Now that's true. Although Mortal Kombat Annihilation is more fun, actually. I think I actually have a better time watching Mortal Kombat Annihilation than the new Mortal Kombat. Soundtrack's dope. The effects are awful. The dialogue is terrible, but at least it's not just like a 5 out of 10. I did do my 120 frames per second test of Mortal Kombat Annihilation though. It was alright. It was alright. The problem is the scene cuts. The scene cuts make it very hard to watch. Oh shit. I don't know what those dice mean.
Afraid you're not gonna find much help here. We got our hands full as it is.
They're shooting bugs in the graveyard.
And then the fight.
Hey, James Fisto. Playing your game today.
I'm always a sucker for a pretty face. What can I do for you, my fine dear? The Legion has been hitting us pretty hard lately. Lots of casualties, not many people I can save. What would you like to know? I used to be a doctor back in California, but a few years back I got suckered into doing military work because it was my patriotic duty. Back then, I, like many idealistic men before me, thought it was a great idea and was excited about making the world a better place with the NCR. Now, I just want to get back home. I've had enough fighting and fixing up soldiers just to send them right back out to die to last a lifetime. Men have waged war on each other for countless centuries. Now is no different. People fight and die for what they believe in. I'm just here to patch them up so they can go on their merry way. Do no harm in all that.
Where do you place this game in terms of RPG's top 10? Well, I haven't finished it yet. There's been fun moments, but it's janky, kind of empty. It's buggy. I don't know. I don't know if it gets top 10.
I'm doing the best I can considering the poor situation I find myself in. There's barely enough equipment or medicine to handle the number of injuries we have. To make things worse, I think someone might be stealing my supplies.
It sounds like quests.
The simple fact that I no longer have as many supplies as I should. I've been careful with them and I should have more than what remains. Unfortunately, I don't have time to go searching for the missing supplies since I have my hands full with injured soldiers.
Here's the thing with Fallout New Vegas. All right? There's a lot of games like this. There are. A lot of people played this one because it was called Fallout. And it was made by very good RPG makers, but I think without the Fallout brand, nobody would have played it. And it would be just like a ton of other underrated RPGs. This is just the one that got a lot of visibility. It's not bad, and I can see why people like it.
I store a variety of drugs here, but it looks like my supply of Hydra is diminishing rather quickly.
People using Hydra have their skin turn purple, right?
Good God, no. Look, don't worry about symptoms. Just ask around and see if anyone has noticed anything suspicious.
Yeah, the writing carries it. It's got really good writing. And I think another factor is that a lot of people probably play this that don't know what good writing is. Because they probably only played video game RPGs. I'm saying that's more of a projection than anything else. That's me, by the way. The games that I thought were like mind-blowingly amazing were simply because they had actually good writing, as opposed to most video game writing. I think Fallout 1 and 2 are kind of like that. So like, you compare a game like this that has actually good writing to something like Fallout 3, which is not bad. It's not badly written. It's just... it's very serviceable, you know? All the dialogue is okay, good. The player understood what needed to be understood in that conversation. That's like all Fallout 3 dialogue. New Vegas is like actual writing. So it's giving the player information, but also a ton of like subtlety about the character, what they're doing there, what they have done, what they're going to do. Jokes, references, like all this stuff is baked into the scripts, as opposed to like other BGS games, which are just very surface level. Like Skyrim dialogue is just boring as hell, always. But that's what most people think RPGs are. That's what most people think good writing is, right? It's a popular game, so it must have good writing. No. Most game writing is pretty bad. Because it doesn't need to be good, because no one's there for the writing usually. So, yeah. I think the script is very good. I like the fact that, unlike other Fallout games, your options are actually limited or enabled by your character build. That's a pretty big deal. But, yeah, I don't know. Like, just in terms of what makes this good, to be exact, that's kind of what I'm laying out. Okay, so it's the writing being good, the character build actually mattering, and then the variable nature of the storyline. Or of the individual quests, I should say. And the ricochet effects of certain quests. Pretty impressive. You played Dragon's Dogma? Oh yeah. I played it a lot, but I've never finished it. Dragon's Dogma is another game I want to just like stream for 60 hours one of these days. Don't get Dragon's Dogma if you want good writing. Everyone in that game has that weird sort of detachment. They're all in a different universe. But what an RPG. I'm really excited they finally dedicated to making a sequel.
Locked in a cabinet here in the medical tent. I'm around most of the time, but I can't keep a constant watch on them. I remember coming in one morning and noticing my supplies were lower than they should have been. I thought it might have been a mistake, but another morning I noticed the same thing.
Top 3
The camp is
RPGs.
pretty dead at night, especially at 0200 hours when the guard shift changes. That'd be a good place to start looking.
Interesting. Okay. I don't know about like objective best. I would have to make a list and think about it a lot. But the RPGs that meant a lot to me specifically, like to me, Final Fantasy VI was one of the first games that didn't necessarily have good writing, but it had good characterization and good dialogue, decent dialogue. It was translated and pretty chunky translated, so. But characters had like themes and arcs and represented something. And each character kind of had their own little mini story. I thought that was really cool. Play Legend of Dragoon? I did. It was okay. I liked the combat. And then Earthbound. Earthbound is pretty significant because, kind of like this game, Earthbound's dialogue was really good. And it's a Super Nintendo thing. They didn't, they obviously didn't have voice. But they got comedic timing by having the text appear in like various, like they would space the text out in the same cadence that people would talk. So they were able to do like comedic timing and awkward dialogue in a Super Nintendo game, which I really liked. And then the music in Earthbound was pretty incredible for the time too. So those two, for me at least, pretty formative. I don't think I would say that either of them are like top 10, maybe. Ooh, Agao Comics has redeemed a VIP or ban. I'm gonna hit the button. I'm gonna hit the button here. Bang. During Johnny Guitar, no less. Yeah. You tried. You tried Aggo Comics. I should make another version of that animation that's like, that hangs in the middle for like 30 seconds. Well, Aggo Comics, it's always a delight having you around. And thank you very much for watching the stream enough to save up that many points. But the sorrowful sounds of Johnny Guitar. Oops. I accidentally typed it too fast. Hold on. Okay. Sorry. I accidentally banned Aggo Comics for... Wait a minute. Oh, it was only 10 minutes. That's no good. Turns out 10 minutes is the default. But let me just... I had to unban him, dig him out of the grave. Didn't bury him deep enough. There we go. 1 hour. All right, Aggo Comics, you going? Can we have the last VIP or ban at 1%? I was gonna put it at 1% when we get to like the last 20, because I don't want to run out. I actually need to count because I've been adding some VIPs lately. Give him another 50. I don't know if you can add time to somebody who's currently timed out.
That would definitely be appreciated. You might want to ask around and keep an eye out for anything suspicious.
Yeah, double ban. That's a unique feature here on the Lawrence. Oh! Pope in with a VIP or ban as well. Maybe this will be some redemption. You guys have got to wait for this song to be over. You're throwing your points in the trash. Oh. You're putting me through it. You're putting me through it here. You Pope. Gosh darn it. I ban another person. Don't worry, I'll do it right this time. Do Pope. Thank you. Thank you for watching the stream. Thank you for spending all those channel points, but you are banned. That's two wonderful members of the stream community I've had to ban. Being a streamer ain't easy. I gotta listen to Johnny Guitar. I gotta ban 2 wonderful stream viewers.
Play it again, Johnny Guitar.
I hear somebody talking outside. Dear Mom and Pa, if you're getting this letter, then I'm sure you already heard the news. I'm sorry, but please know now that I'm in a better place. Tell Mikey I did good, okay? You were the best family ever, and I hope I've made you all proud. Wheel. Oh, we got another one. Don't worry, the song's over, so this one's got to be a surefire winner. Let's see it. This one's got to be it. I mean, at 30% win rate, so the odds add up here, right? Right?
They didn't add up.
They didn't add up. That's 3 bands. Where is your third now? Huh.
I heard the Legion took out another one of our patrols. If this continues, there won't be many of us left.
Welp. Welp. Lemongrass kitties. Kittles. Excuse me. I've said that wrong this whole time. Lemongrass kittles. Thank you for watching. But you are banned. You are banned for an hour. To keep this up, the viewer count's going to hit single digits. Banned viewers are still allowed to watch. And I expect you to.
Let's ride into the sunset together.
I actually keep a lookout. I keep a lookout on, like Ninja told me, I watch my viewer count. And if it ever goes down 1, I cut the stream. Can't handle it. I aim for 100% viewer retention for any reason.
Evening.
I'll keep my hands to myself over here. Even if there was anything good to pick up, I couldn't do it. They need everything they've got.
Sergeant McGee. Okay. Lieutenant Hayes. All right, we found the named folks. Here, I know. This will spice this party up. Nothing like a tire fire. Just a tire fire with the boys. Oh wait, they already have a tire on there. Some ancient wisdom. Don't fall asleep next to the tire fire. You'll never wake up.
I really don't have time to chatter right now. Shoot.
I've already talked to him. Where was he before? Because I haven't been here before.
All right.
But all the dialogue is
dismissed.
Maybe he has the same dialogue tree as another NPC?
What is it? Sir.
Yeah? Where do you come from that you haven't heard of the NCR? Never mind, it doesn't matter much. If you haven't heard of us, you must not be from the Legion. Put simply, the NCR is the greatest nation currently functioning. Well, it's no secret.
Oh, he was at Boulder City. Okay. I guess they get around.
We want to remain in control of Hoover Dam. It supplies the Republic with power and is a source of fresh water. Second, we want to prevent the Legion from advancing across the Colorado River and endangering the home states.
10 years ago, my town had a small tire pyre fire for New Year's since there was a lack of lumber scraps. It did not go well. Did anyone go to the hospital?
Caesar's Legion. A bunch of degenerate slavers led by a madman who calls himself Caesar. Every one of them is a barbarian to the last. I've even heard one of their leaders, the legate or something, goes around with a human skull on his head. Savages to the last. Sure can. The NCR was founded from the survivors of one of the Great Vaults. We started as a small settlement called Shady Sands. We now consist of 5 states that make up the greatest nation since the Great War.
So wait, somebody said this in chat before, but Fallout lore, the original, like Fallout 1 Vault Dweller founded the NCR? Is that how that goes?
The Legion can count on that.
Hello. I'm glad to see you here. We could definitely use your help.
This guy got some Hall & Oates here. Nah, painted the side of buildings black and the onlookers just stood in the clear. But we started at the wrong side and felt like we were being gassed. Ugh, God. Oh, they founded a city that helped found the NCR. Got it. Okay. Save the people who had found the NCR. Got it. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting that the leaving the vault has become such a moment in Bethesda games, the like stepping out into the world moment. Because that kind of exists in Fallout 1. It's just the first time you go to the world map. So like they kick you out of the vault and then you have to like with a knife and your underwear get out of the caves with like all the rats and shit. And then you finally hit the exit of that first map and you see the world and there's only one blip of Shady Sands there. It's like, what do I do? Where do I go? Because that's the moment you can go anywhere. But it's also that kind of scary moment. Fallout 1 is such an intense, like I had such an intense reaction to Fallout 1 because I talked about this before, but I had played linear JRPGs up into that point, but like console stuff. So to play a Western RPG, computer RPG, CRPG, and have Fallout 1 be like one of the first big ones. I tried to play Baldur's Gate before that, but that game is nuts.
I've got the Legion at Nelson breathing down my neck and not enough men or supplies to get this camp into fighting shape so we can strike back. I need someone to talk to a few of the officers and help them resolve some of the problems around here. If I can get this place in order, then I can focus our efforts on taking back Nelson from the Legion. And the more that gets done around here, the more resources I'll be able to put into assaulting Nelson.
That's right, I remember her.
Good. Let's not waste time then. Our biggest problems right now are supplies and troops, and the Legion is draining us both. Quartermaster Mays has been complaining to me non-stop about the lack of supplies. But unfortunately, we aren't getting a resupply anytime soon. I want you to speak with him and see if there's anything you can do for him.
Oh, that's it? Okay. Already got that quest.
Patrol.
Oh no, wait. I think this is different. Huh. Quartermaster Maze is not the doctor.
Vets are on their way from Baja. Never seen one before, but I've heard they chew nails and spit napalm. The last patrol I was on got hit by a Legion raiding party. I barely survived. I don't want to go back out there again.
Thinking about playing Fallout from the beginning with some small changes, like getting rid of the ticking timer, since I finished it correctly and wouldn't mind enjoying some more of the scenery. Yeah, the timer is a weird sort of pressure to sit under. But really, even if you look around a fair bit, the timer's not that restrictive.
Hey, you're not one of the troopers. Got a second? I have work I need done.
But if you really just want to mosey around in the game and see everything there is to see, that makes sense to turn it off. Isn't there a portion in the game where you... Like, there's a portion after you return the water chip, right? Like, you can get the water chip back, basically deal with, like, the timer's gone, and you can still play the game, I thought. And really, like, it's really not that bad. It's, like, again, Fallout 1 was the first CRPG I played, and yeah, the timer felt really intimidating, but once I got into the game, I had the water chip back with, like, plenty of time to spare. Why don't you play to find out if you're so tough? That's true. Here I am asking chat like a coward.
I have the delightful task of tabulating stockpiles, kill ratios, mission success rates, radiation deaths, and other truly fascinating numbers. I've come across numerous inconsistencies between our numbers and our reports, especially with regards to intercepting hostiles. I'm wondering if our radio security codes have been compromised. I need someone to deliver security code upgrades to each of the ranger stations.
Yeah, this sounds like a fun quest. I do like traveling. I should play Divinity Original Sin 2, Morgie. So when it comes to like top 10 RPGs, having played 3 hours of Divinity Original Sin 2, I'm like probably, again, no expert, but probably deserves a spot in the top 10. You compare Divinity Original Sin 2 to this, it's like a lot of the same ideas are there, but man, Original Sin 2 just crushed the fuck out of all of them. Meanwhile, like, New Vegas tried to be that, but didn't have the time or budget to really get there. Make sure to play DOS 2 with a friend. It's a fucking trip. I've been wanting to find a crew to play through Original Sin 2 with. Maybe I just need to take the initiative and try to put nights together, but it can be hard to bite off people's time. Especially to get them to dedicate to, like, a weekly thing. Yeah. And it's really long. Also, Disco Elysium, yeah. Disco Elysium is, like, pure, like, to the bones RPG. It is all, like, die rolls, character build, dialogue, and decision-making. None of this, like, running around and headshotting things for 60 hours to level up. Man, fuck that. That's real tabletop right there. And, like, good writing. God. Like, actually amazing writing. Compare Disco Elysium with the dialogue in, like, Fallout 3. And again, the point isn't to say that Fallout 3 is trash. It's just different. Trying to be something else. It's just trying to be palatable. And, like, it's palatable fun. But, you know, it's just different. It's different. So, I think there's shades of that.
Less than a third of reported enemy sightings are getting intercepted. Either our intel is faulty, or our enemies are one step ahead of us.
Think you'd stream Persona 5 when it comes out on PC? Not really. That game's way too long, and I don't think I would get a whole lot out of playing it again.
I've been trying to get someone to authorize this update. Or
there's too many other giant JRPGs I haven't even finished. Tales of Arise and Dragon Quest 11.
They just think
I would probably rather put time into
desk jockey trying to glamorize the importance of my job. The security codes are unique to the radios at each ranger station. They're useless anywhere else.
Oh, part of why I love Disco Elysium is that games like Fallout 1 and 2 are cool, but the combat is fucking garbage. Disco Elysium fixes that by not having combat at all, and the only cool story stuff. I agree. Yeah. I think combat has a place in Fallout 1 and 2, but in terms of being mechanically pleasing, it's not that. They're puzzles, and very hard ones, and unbalanced ones. Yeah. Would you say Witcher 3 writing is somewhere in between Fallout and something like Disco Elysium? Yeah, I would say that. Witcher 3 and Cyberpunk, as far as action RPGs go, are pretty unique because their mechanics are very broad and crowd-pleasing. But the writing doesn't go as hard as like something like Disco Elysium. They went a bit harder in Cyberpunk. But the writing actually does have themes and characterization, ideas, and uncomfortable situations.
This holotape contains the updated security codes for the ranger stations.
I appreciate it so much for that.
Once the new codes are in use, anyone still using the old codes will just hear static if they're listening in on our frequencies.
It's like thought-provoking entertainment media for adults versus populist media that's meant to satisfy everyone, whether they're 12 or 80.
I handle communications for Camp Forlorn Hope, compiling reports I've received from the rangers at Camp Golf as well as the brass at McCarran.
Don't forget Tyranny.
I'm also in charge
Super
of
unique
radio
setting,
security.
very interesting characters.
No one else seems to take it
I'm
as
not familiar with
seriously
that.
as I
Somebody else has brought that up though. Tyranny. Well, Autumn's, it wasn't in crunch for 5 years. Everyone really likes talking up CD Projekt Crunch. Like that became part of the narrative, but they're a European developer. Crunch for them is 1 extra day a week that's paid. 1 extra 8-hour day.
Patrolling the Mojave
It's not the same.
wish for a new
I don't know. I don't want to sound too simpy, but I was there. Like I was there. So, I can't tell you how incredibly disillusioning it was to see how games media reported on Cyberpunk. There was just like zero attempt at information accuracy. It was all just like, what do people think and what will people click on? But that, whatever. That's a whole can of worms I don't need to get into.
Hey. Kind of busy around here for social calls, so if you're not here to help out, just stay out of my way.
Yeah, it's never part of the Last of Us conversations. Some people do bring it up. And from what I've heard, Naughty Dog Crunch was a million times worse than anything that happened that I observed with Cyberpunk. But like, so Autumn's, I hope this isn't taken as a pointed statement towards you, because that's not what it meant, not what it's meant to be. But situations like that make it very clear that people just kind of grab whatever supports their view and they bring it up. So it's like Cyberpunk is bad. Well, they had to crunch on it. Last of Us Part 2 was good and agrees with my politics. Well, we'll just ignore the crunch part. No. That's what people do.
I can spare a few moments. Make it quick. Not good. We still haven't gotten any support from the rest of the NCR, and the Legion is kicking our ass right now. It's no picnic, I'll tell you that much. My troops are out here every day dying for the NCR, but they've left us out to dry. We have no men.
And the spouses write an open letter to denounce the crunch at Rockstar. That was EA.
If the brass back home could get their heads out of their
EA
asses
spouse
to send support, we could turn this all around. Make it quick. Watch
I'm not saying EU Crunch is good, but EU Crunch is a normal work week of an American developer. Yeah, I would say that's accurate. Like a 50-hour work week is, and again, like, this is just from my limited perspective, but at least I actually did see part of it versus, like games bloggers and stuff. Still spattered with blood while he's sleeping. But yeah, that's about it. Like, European devs work like 40, 38 hours a week, and they're out. And they get their like month of vacation and shit. American devs in a normal week work 50 hours, maybe more. And when it's crunch, then it's like 80, 100 hours. And I have never... Oh. I mean, Japanese game dev do. Yeah. Random takes people had on it, doxing animators and programmers. Ooh. The internet perception was vile. It was. But people just wanted to be mad at it. That's the thing. It's I mean, people throw this term around a lot, but it's, you know, it's mob stuff. Everybody wants a dunk, but they have to feel bad about it. So if there's a situation where it's like it's a dunk-free zone and no one's gonna go around like nannying you, people go in and they go hard, like they've been saving it up. Like, finally I found something I can let all my tensions out on. It happens. I mean, everybody, like Diablo Immortal, I'm not here to defend it, but you can definitely tell people were excited to have something negative to say about it because it did numbers. Like, everyone agreed with you. Everyone high-fives you. Everyone watches your YouTube video. This, hold on a second. This amused me. So there was a... So, I hope I'm not bringing... This is not like a... This is not a commentary on the quality, because I actually listened to some of these videos, but let's see here. There was this YouTube channel that ran, like, they were doing like 30, 40K views, and then they did an episode talking about how bad Diablo Immortal is. And it did like 200,000 views. A whole lot of bloggers referenced it as like data, even though they were referencing a Reddit post that was a month old. Again, no one gives a shit about that. But they, ever since then, like every single video they've done has been about Diablo Immortal. And it's been doing numbers. Yeah, here we go. And actually, I listened to this episode and it was pretty good. Good God, this grid is intense. So yeah, like 60, 49, 36, 38. Diablo Immortal, 421. Diablo Immortal. Oh, well, Bobby Kotick. Todd hits back. Starfield, Diablo Immortal again. I guess it's not all Diablo, but it's largely Diablo. But look at this, like, it's just amazing how, like, after that, Diablo Immortal drama just won't stop. I'm part of it. I do it too. You have to. If you do need to use me as an example to genuinely pop off because I'm willing to learn more, no. The goal is not to pop off. That's the whole thing. I don't want to... I mean, this is going to sound pretty fake, but I would prefer to not spend my entire... I don't want to, like, just be complaining about people. I'm complaining about complaining, I guess. Belluar is a Blizzard news guy. And I guess it was just a... It was a good crop. It's just like when there are monetization structures around just producing what people want to see.
So depressing here.
And there's no accountability at all. Well, you bonk into the side? What? There's no accountability, right? The audience doesn't hold anyone accountable because they don't care. They're just there for the drama. So it just contributes to a culture of just making shit up.
Hello?
It contributes to a culture of storytelling. That's really what it is. It doesn't matter what the actual original information was. Can you repackage it in a way that's compelling? Because you're producing entertainment. You're not producing information. It's so wild, producing like gaming news, because people will tell me that I'm doing my job wrong because I'm not adopting the
nice to see you,
agenda that they wanted.
We don't get many visitors of your esteem. Something I can do for you?
That's how far beyond. That's how pudding-brained most people are. Is that they're so used to informative content also telling them what to think that when it doesn't, they think there's something missing and that something's been doing wrong. Oh, Star Wars angry fans were the original hate mob? Maybe in our current culture of media conflict on the internet. I mean, I feel like these dynamics have existed in the human experience since time was time. But anyway, I want to, like, I'm not pointing out that channel as an example of like anything being done wrong. I want to be very clear about that. I don't think that, because like I said, I listened to a fair amount of their podcasts and stuff, and I thought it was pretty good. That was one reason. It's not news, which is silly. Like a lot of A lot of blogs will just find one angry tweet, and then like the title is "Fans are mad," and there's like 2 tweets from 2 random.
So, the Major, as
It's
you
the internet, baby.
For him. Well, we're short on personnel as well as supplies, so we'll take all the help we can get. The Major let me send out some troops to gather supplies, but unfortunately they never returned. I'm guessing they ran into some trouble on the way. You can help by finding the troops and assisting them in bringing back any supplies they found.
Do you find it difficult to balance your presentation style between professional/marketable and shitpost? I like shitpost style, but I'm also not the one trying to make money off my work. Yeah, Bruce and I talk a lot about that. How we have to market the show on YouTube like it's a trash gossip show, but then I try to write and produce it as the antithesis to that. So it's tough. It's tough to do something but also make fun of it at the same time. It's a little hypocritical, truly, but I've got no other option. I see comments on YouTube all the time and this, like even back in like 2013, everyone was like, "Gosh, this show is so good. Boy, do I just wish they didn't have to use these clickbaity headlines." And I'd always be like, "Me too." We're on the same team there. But YouTube is YouTube, and the people who go to YouTube.com or open the YouTube app have their own desires and hopes, and I can't push back against that. It's the only gaming news show brave enough to be hypocritical. So yeah, verbose. That's the whole point behind the bravery gimmick. Is it's my way of inserting self-awareness in the show. That's how I can go to sleep at night. That by self-mocking, we excuse ourselves from being what's the word? Pretentious? Condescending? Oh yeah. 1 hour ago? Nah. I did see that Lollipop Chainsaw is coming back. That's awesome. Do you feel like you have to fight your morals, or are you just trying to accept the platform you're in? Morals... I have no moral compunction about the way that viewers perceive the way that I title and thumbnail things. I should say we, because me and Bruce work together on the thumbnail and title. I'm not trying to spread blame. I'm just trying to not own shared work. That's all. What bugs me is if a developer sees it and just thinks, and like it contributes to an air of negativity just based off the titles and headlines sometimes. But unfortunately, when it comes to games media and the games media viewing populace, my options are either title and thumbnail that way or make a show no one will watch. So it's tough, and I sometimes I hope that people that actually make video games understand that. And the way that I go to sleep at night is because I think it is like a bait and switch. You do the clickbait, the negative clickbait trash, the toxic trash, to get the viewers in, and then hopefully with the content of the episode rehabilitate them just a little bit, tiny bit, make it more about information and fair and balanced points of view than just this game is bad. Let me recite all the unfounded, uninformed talking points that Reddit agrees are true, and then I'll just ramble on about these 3 blogs while I read them out loud to you, and then repeat the same conclusion that everyone in the games industry already agrees with, so there's no danger there. Like you're just talking head shit. That's most games media. That's all games media, really. Not all of it. No, that's too broad. But that's most of it. The most popular games media is that. So that's how I make my peace with it. And it's another kind of game. Critical thinking is just rare on the internet. Yeah. It's just rare in human beings. Everyone's trying to have their takes seen as quickly as possible without thinking through anything. Constant drive to have people dunk on everything is exhausting. There are certainly things that need to be dunked on, but there's no nuance. One of the reasons I appreciate your takes and Bruce's. You're usually pretty measured and thought out. Well, thank you. Yeah. That's the other thing, too, is I know that by producing media in that way, I'm going to appeal to a smaller audience. But that's not my goal. Like, my goal is not to it would be nice if producing content in that way could make it the most popular show. But there's certain realities to that. Like, it takes longer to do. It takes longer to edit. It takes longer to script. So another dude who's just on his own can just turn on his camera, have like 5 tabs open, just read through all the blogs and send it to a contractor to edit for like $20 and then post it. Like, they're going to beat me to the punch and do it in a more crowd-pleasing way nearly every time. But that's not my goal. I am producing games media because it's what I'm here to do. I like the style of reporting that's just like chatting over a beer, just shooting shit and talking games. Yeah, that's not really reporting though. That is just sort of, that's culture content, which is fine. And I think there's some measure of it though, but like, how do you present a conclusion that's backed up by like 5 data points? You know, budgets, timelines, blah, 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 blah. Like the things that actually drive decision making, and lead to like maybe believable business scenarios. How do you present that if you're just crushing some beers with your guys, you know? It's not the right atmosphere. You love that RGB plant though? Yeah? Anime Bay? This is the world's first RGB gamer plant. I'm glad you enjoy it. It's gonna rocket this stream to #1. Although I have to say, the same ethos that I put into Inside Games applies here. I don't really do this stream to be #1 on Twitch. I do it because it's my creative expression, I guess. My creative expression is this plant. Stephanie got the Easter Island head, the Maui head. And it's amazing. I was there, though. I followed her to the Home Depot parking lot where we picked it up.
Of course it's dangerous. Damn Legion raiding parties have been giving us hell ever since they took over Nelson. Hell, my men probably got ambushed by a raiding party. But we need those supplies and we need them badly.
You guys want a CNN for gamers? Ugh. Well, even CNN is edutainment. Most news reporting is. The driest and most like genuine and honest news reporting is, to me at least, still the PBS NewsHour. But it's boring because it should be. That's like, journalistic standards are supposed to be, news reporting is supposed to be just fact. Fact and quote. That's it. All I get to do is tell you the facts and be the vector for the quotes, the words from the people who were actually there. And then you, as an intellectual reader, can take that information and derive your own conclusion. But that is not how YouTube works, and that's not how news media works now. Now you tell people what to think first. Or no, wait, you inspire fear first. They're coming for your video games. Blizzard is destroying your video games. And then you give them a very curated and cherry-picked set of information that backs up that conclusion, and then you say it again and even madder at the end. That's how it works. And it's easy. It is easy, but I don't like doing it. Because like all that fear is based on nothing. It's all based on just shit people tell each other. And people that have never made a game in their lives telling you how games are made, or why they're made, or why certain decisions are made. Just like, how did this happen? It's because the story is digestible. It should be, you know, it should be from the drop that an intelligent person would say, why am I listening to this dude tell me about video games? He's played a lot of video games maybe, but mostly AAA. I'm abstracting from myself. So why does that give them any insight into how it's made? Nah. YouTube is fine as an opinion platform when you aren't being a POS about it. Yeah, I agree. I think it's hit a pretty good spot, to be honest. It was not in a good spot like 6 or 7 years ago, but they cleaned it up and disincent. So what I find really fascinating, going back to like the idea of the dunk. God, I'm talking too much about this. The problem with dunking on social media is that it benefits you to get in a good dunk. It benefits you to take a slice out of somebody else. You get followers, you get clout, you get revenue for it. Same thing on YouTube, which is wild. When you contradict a narrative and people come at you like you're only saying this to get more popular, and it's like, no. If I wanted to get popular, I'd tell you what you want to hear. That's how the game works. I'm being brave, again, the bravery, by not saying just the exact same thing you want to hear. But yeah, YouTube had a problem for a long time where it was in your interest to be actively shitty. And I don't think that was on purpose. It was just sort of an oversight of the system they set up. And human nature. Human nature loves people being shitty. So they disincentivized it. They started demonetizing. And it was a fun period of 6 months where really the only counter was people howling that they deserved to make money doing the bullshit they were doing. YouTube probably could have done some messaging about it, but I don't think it would have helped. But yeah, just mostly just like garbage air quotes comedians screaming about how their livelihood's being taken away. Which was the right thing to do. YouTube accidentally created a system where it incentivized people to be crappy. So they took the incentive away. And wouldn't you know it, people stopped being crappy. Like when you stop getting paid to do it, people just move on to the next thing they can get paid for. So,
I sent them to Helios 1 to see if they had any supplies they could spare. They gotta be somewhere between here and there.
Yeah, the pranks era.
Searching the main road or checking with the men at Helios 1 to see if they know anything.
Kissing prank?
Make it quick.
When it's just people making out in front of a fucking Whole Foods? Kissing prank in front of Whole Foods. People kissing with tongue. Fucking horny 13-year-olds. That's all it is. Gone wrong. Yeah. Now, to be honest, like, we at Funhouse benefited from it. We inserted straight up porn into YouTube videos. And wouldn't you know it, those were the most popular. Another day on this planet. People like titties. Rocking.
Not good. If we don't get more supplies, we're gonna have to start using dirt for food and sticks and rocks for weapons. Hey, how'd you like to do something for me? I want you to collect NCR dog tags from our fallen troopers. That way I can keep track of who's gone and how to reallocate our supplies.
I should have been collecting dog tags.
Maybe, but the situation around here calls for it. You gonna help or not?
The life hack era? Yeah, TikTok is kind of there with the titties. Damn, there's titties all over TikTok.
It's easy. Just bring back any NCR dog tags you find, and I'll try to make it worth your while.
Download complete.
Oh!
Begin recording. Navarro Outpost Scientists, I am glad that EDE has reached you. You will find several data banks of information on this machine.
I guess so. Connor Shawnery. Thanks for the prime. Or like TikTok? TikTok is whack, man. I've had some TikToks start to blow up, and then they get hit with a sensitive content gate, which I think just means they've been reported a couple times, and there's no way to like... There's no way to like appeal it or anything. So people just get to kill your video if it starts taking off. Meanwhile, goddamn titties.
Please handle this information with the utmost care.
I just have to, like, as soon as I see a tit, I'm like, no! Show me more cute animals.
There are also several data banks with information on my research into Poseidon Energy and some projects they were working on in the Mojave area.
Yeah, it's early YouTube, for sure. Content theft is wild on TikTok. It's in that we're surging with viewers and trying to figure out how to make money and don't have time to like police anything era. All right, well, picked up some big quests. That's good. Ooh. Wait. Oh, Faucon. Thank you for the resub, or extending the sub.
I can see that lone star from 1,000 miles away, calling me back home.
Yeah, I mean, we can like intellectualize the democratization of media. It's kind of how I see it. Because really, like, there's a reason the Greeks didn't want a democracy. So, like, you want to give normal people the right to say whatever they want? You want to give normal people the right to be a part of this project? That's going to fuck everything up. Like, it was seen as a joke. So you democratize media. You let everyone take the field and let people vote with their eyes on what the good media is. It's not surprising it goes exactly where it does. So, I don't know. That stuff doesn't surprise me so much anymore. Some angry boys around here. There he goes. Get him! I've skipped TikTok, Instagram, and frankly any other short-form media share. Yeah, as long as you keep it compartmentalized in your brain, I think. Have weight. Short-form media can be delightful, and people can be outrageously talented. There's been some really good visual effects artists, some good stunt performers, acrobats, musicians. Like, you can really see just an incredible cross-sample of just the raw talent and ability that the human race can have. So it's not all a wasteland of just like people trying to rile people up. It really isn't. At the end, it all comes down to people are dumb. Yeah. Sometimes in endearing ways, sometimes in annoying ways. I understand that, but doesn't the best thing get on YouTube in the end? That's not a bad point. The TikTok compilations on YouTube are a pretty efficient way of seeing the best stuff. And it goes through a curation filter too, which is nice. But, you know, content theft. I don't know if that factors in here at all. I'm not saying democracy is bad, but I do think there's a strong link between told that your opinion matters with respect to voting and thinking that your opinion matters with respect to epidemiology. Ooh. That sounds like an interesting point, and I'm going to have to Google what epidemiology here is in a second, because I don't remember. I don't know that I ever actually knew the meaning of that. Oh, Eddie's down. Oh, disease stuff. Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah. Gotcha. Related to epidemics. Got it. Understood. That I agree with that, but I'm not surprised. I guess it got there. If people are living in a culture where their pudding brains have been so like flushed with I agree with you chemicals over and over again, why wouldn't they do the exact same thing that they do for media, that they do with everything else in their lives, every other decision making? Let an affable person that you kind of like tell you what to think. What is it? Freedom of choice is what you want. Freedom from choice is what you got. Actually, that didn't give me a... I guess I thought that was gonna unlock Eddie's quest. Also, where are you, buddy? There you are. If you played Fallout 3 today, do you think you would feel different about it? Maybe? I don't recall feeling real... My feelings about Fallout 3 are not that charged. It was mostly forgettable. It was cozy, but forgettable. If I played it today, I might find... I could see myself finding more charming things about it, because I remember it being not very charming.
Download Navarro Outpost Scientist. I am glad that Edie... Please handle this information with the utmost care, as it represents the sum total of the results of my research. There are also several data banks with information on my research into Poseidon energy, and so...
Can I access those data banks? Well, not in his inventory. Alright. Takes time between steps in Edie's quest, or Eddie's. I thought it was I thought you had to talk to NPCs and hear certain lines of dialogue that would trigger it. But that's... Anyone in chat knows more about this game than me, so if that's what it is, then that's fine. I guess I thought that would be the... It's been a while since I've heard. Oh, hey. Hey, what's up, Pop-Tart? 3 was fine, especially after that DLC that removed the Star Trek ending. Yeah. You have to do this. Yeah. That's right, it was a Wrath of Khan bullshit, wasn't it? God damn it. What actually makes my opinion of games go down... Well, maybe not. What I don't like doing... I'll say it this way. What I don't like is going back to games and realizing that interesting plot moments were just fully cribbed from a film. Really weird. I saw Escape from New York like shortly after playing Metal Gear Solid, and I was like, wait, what the fuck, man? Wait, Wendy? Why don't you got a name though? Oh, more. What is exploding? What the fuck? There's a grenade launcher. Ooh. All right. Maybe one of them has Fixer. Yeah. Kojima cribbing from movies is pretty on brand. And actually, egg timer. Nice. I give Metal Gear Solid a pass because the entire game is pretty much like a tongue-in-cheek meme fest. So I think by being playful, I think it gets away with a lot. That ruined Red Dead 2 for me. The whole Butch Cassidy scene right from the very start. Yeah, Rockstar is another interesting developer because they do like to put a lot of movie stuff in their games. I don't know, Red Dead 2 is just on another level though. Like, yeah, the intro is pretty cinematic, but boy does it grow into its own divinity. Hey, what's up, Brian? Oh, hey, good to see you. Thanks for the cheer. I know your name from putting names in Patreon, or putting Patreon names in scripts. Yeah, Snake is literally Kurt Russell in Escape from New York. Yeah. It's like he's a vector for disease. Like, it's beat for beat. The same. He even goes in on, like, the same kind of vehicle. Isn't he actually underwater in Escape from LA or something like that? But I don't know. Metal Gear, again, I think Solid at least gets away with it because it's so self-aware. Metal Gear, however, like 1 and 2, maybe less so. I want to go back and play those MSX games and see how, like, is it just Rambo 2? I think it is. I think it might just be Rambo 2, but we'll see. I want a Kojima joint that apes Big Trouble in Little China since he digs Carpenter so much. Shadows of the Damned? I'm trying to think of, like... I'm trying to think of games that have Big Trouble in Little China vibes.
Hey, what can I do for you? That's not so bad.
Metal Gear 2 was kind of like proto Metal Gear Solid. Yeah, the Tegshi. That's kind of what I've heard, is that Metal Gear 2 is essentially just the plot of Solid, or Solid is a retelling of 2, which kind of makes Metal Gear Solid 2 make a lot more sense when it's the same thing again, but by the end of the game they're like, come on, bro, did you really think we were just going to do this whole thing again? You didn't think that was weird? And that's again like Kojima sort of nod and wink to the audience of like, please let me make a different game. I'm tired of giving you assholes exactly what you want every time. I kind of want to turn on... I want to turn on breasts. I kind of want to turn that on. I just did all this beautiful bouncing breasts. Natural bouncing breasts. That's right. Bouncing natural breasts. That's what we need. Hopefully I can just turn them on. I'm sure this will work. Click, click, click. I hope this is gonna work, maybe? Gotta get those automatically generated Twitch thumbnails to get some viewers in here. There's only one way to do it. Bam. Goodness. Oh, I think I have to... I might actually have to do the validation thing. Willow's looking respectable. Oh my gosh, Cass. Oh my goodness, Cass. Must be very cold. Alright, Cammy, thank you for the sub. Yeah, she's kind of got double skin there. It's a little patchy. Got like... bikini on over her underwear? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Whatever. Boob physics is such an odd thing, and the industry adopted it surprisingly early. It's not that... It wasn't that hard. Like, titty physics... Titty physics, in terms of, like, processor calculations, are pretty easy. Like, springy physics, not really that hard. You actually... Like, the physics to like, do springs is, it's just a spring coefficient, and then it's just multiplication. There's other kinds of physics that are way harder, like light bouncing off shit, reflections, way tough. But yeah, just a bouncy mesh of orb-shaped polygons, pretty easy to do. What's the most impressive physics in a game? It's all the shit you don't think about. I'm trying to think of some like next level physics. Water tech? Yeah, right. It's the water tech. No one can top those boxes sliding back and forth on water. Smoke? Yeah?
His brother, Val, is a doctor. He tried to teach me some doctoring, but I just couldn't get the hang of it. He says I'm all thumbs.
Want cock physics? There's been a couple of cock physics games. I think Saints Row has...
What is it? I'm a busy woman.
Package jiggle.
What is it? Yeah, they were here a while ago. Gave them all I could, which wasn't much. But as many problems as we're having here, I know they've got it worse. I've seen soldiers get assigned there. It's like they got told they were gonna die. I wouldn't wish it on anybody. If you're trying to track them down, we put a GPS...
Yeah, skin movement. Like, having skin slosh over a skull. Where it's like, skin in general. Skin stretching, skin bouncing, like... Skin is the weirdest thing in the world. There's really no substance like it, and it's so hard to render properly. I can't remember what game it was in. It might have been Red Dead 2, where somebody was like rubbing their chin, and their lip kind of moved a little bit because the skin was dragging it back and forth, and I was like, whoa! Oh, hang time! Thanks for the raid.
Yeah, they were here a while ago. Gave them all I could, which wasn't much. But as many problems as we're having here, I've seen soldiers get If you're trying to track them down, we put a GPS marker in the supply crate.
Okay. Howdy, everybody. You'll be glad to know that I've turned on the bouncing natural breasts mod. Natural is the operative word. Yeah, somebody brought... See... No offense to the mod or the mod makers, but the physics are a little bit off here. I think they coded the slosh to move with the character as opposed to being momentum after the character. So her breast shouldn't be sloshing down until she hits the ground with her foot and starts accelerating the other way. But I'm still immersed, it's fine. Why did they rip her pants? That has nothing to do with her bouncing natural breasts. Also, I'm kind of glad that Willow was exempted. So there's a, oh, they did update mine. Okay. Mother doesn't do that. It does in the Wasteland. Is there a footstep mod? Sound mod? I need to hear every NPC's footsteps. Need another mod for the armor to match with the big booba? I kind of have that. There is a mod for that, and it's turned on. But I guess that specific mod, or that specific armor set, does not have a boob window. Yeah, turning on natural breasts, because they are natural, a little more safe when we're out here in the wasteland. It gets a little raunchy if we're in New Vegas. Not so Emilio, or anyone else looking at the mod list. Not all of those mods are turned on right now because I was having some pretty bad crashing issues. Shocking for Fallout New Vegas, I know. What? What happened? Why am I stinky? Come on. What? Alright. That's another mod. Random effects happen to me. Oh, here come the geckos. Here come these motherfuckers. Look at them going. You just shit yourself in game. Happens to the best of us. Have you tried Fallout 4 Horizon? No. Does it give you a car? Skyrim has some very advanced juggle mods. Yeah, I produced a couple of mod videos for Machinima back in the day. So I saw a fraction of how sexually depraved Skyrim became. Just like full-on fuck dungeons. Like whole mods that are just like 50 anime girls and a variety of sexual implements to use on them, and that's it. That's the mod. Oh, Forlorn Letter 1. To my dearest Ellen, we're in a tough spot here, and none of the men expect to make it out alive. Things look pretty grim. I'm writing this, so that if anything happens to me, you know how much you meant to me. I was foolish to join the NCR, and leave you behind, and I've regretted it every second of every day that I've been here. My only wish now is to see you again and hold you in my arms. The only thing that keeps me going are my thoughts of you. Just know that I made mistakes, but you were the best thing that ever happened to me. I'm sorry, and I love you. Patty. Skyrim was always meant to be anime girls. Clearly. God, how many of these forlorn letters are there? People need to stop writing sad letters when they're in the middle of dying. To my brothers. My brothers! If you're reading this, then I was probably killed by some slimy Legion scum who got lucky. Hopefully the bastard is dead and 6 feet under, but if not, you better avenge me or I will haunt you until you die. Quincy. P.S. Call the Legion dogs that I wasn't able to. Alright, that was a good one. Moose Knuckles the Echidna, thank you for the prime. Alright. Oh, that's cool. Unlabored flawlessness. It doesn't look as cool as it ought to for being called that. I mean, alright, that was pretty cool. Unlabored flawlessness. Why are they over there? Damn. All right, let me go find those corpses, I guess. Okay, I got to use that ability more then, clearly. That ruled. Where's the other one? Saw another body flung over here. How do you feel about World of Warcraft or MMOs in general? Oh, there we go. I got nothing against them. I played a fair amount of World of Warcraft. I will be playing Final Fantasy XIV later today. In 3 hours, actually. I got to take part of that time to watch the guide. We're going to be doing some hardcore raids. If you've ever wanted to see what endgame Final Fantasy XIV looks like. Bless you. Then just stay tuned.
To the town of our rode a strange.
Better believe. I'm gonna clear everything. Yeah, P1 Savage, Pandemonium 1. Savage is on the docket for today. I've never technically cleared Endsinger, so I don't know if we're gonna try to squeeze that in either. I was feeling pretty good about it near the end. But I gotta watch the guide for P1S. Is Unlabored Flawlessness a reference to Ninja Gaiden? I don't know. Is that a move in Ninja Gaiden? You need to do raids on Destiny 2? I agree. They're not as intimidating as most MMO raids. Although, with some of them though, if you have fire team members that just don't know the mechanics or can't grasp them, that can get pretty painful. We got to 7% on Dragon Song Ultimate last week. This rest week is the last week I'll go without all ultimates cleared. Ooh.
And she would read our palms and tell our fortunes. Her predictions came true a lot.
He was vicious and a killer, though you 24.
They finally made it hard enough, huh? You mentioned recently you have issues with Diablo gameplay from a skill standpoint. I'm curious, do you mind elaborating? Mostly that Diablo doesn't recognize or really even acknowledge skilled play. You have to like grind your way into the part of the game that is actually kind of challenging. And then there is skill involved to some degree. But there's very little room for like personal or improvisational play, it feels like. It's like you do the build, the one build that people on the internet have tested exhaustively and can like functionally prove is best. And you use the build in the way that the limited game design kind of means you should.
If you're looking for supplies, I'll make this easy for you. There aren't any. But something tells me you're not here for that. What do you want?
But that's okay. I mean, to me, it's kind of like in the Fallout 3 arena of stuff where the decisions you make don't really matter. It's just kind of it's just something to do. It's roll forward gameplay. No matter what you do, it's the right thing to do. You're always going to kill enemies and level up. And to me in Diablo 3, playing through the first time was kind of like doing the leveling curve in an MMO. You're being slowly introduced to your abilities, being introduced to the runes, and then you have plenty of time to basically experiment. That was the whole thing. It was like the campaign of Diablo 3 was just you experimenting with runes and your abilities, and figuring out how to combo them together, basically. But you were going to win the game anyway. It's really just a question of how fast you can do it. Once you get into like leaderboards and stuff, then it is a bit more of a game, because then you're competing with other people for a goal that is like where skill can make the difference, the things you choose to do and the buttons you choose to hit. But that saying that it was like I don't know. To me, I like something like Doom Eternal, which is super fast. You have a lot of tools. There's a lot of way to use those tools. There is an optimal way, but you won't always be at liberty to do things in the optimal way because the game is constantly forcing you into unknown scenarios. Constantly making you manage your resources or change your decisions based on what's going on or the factors around you. All right, somebody redeemed a trading card, so let's get that. Hold on. Chair cam. Like I'm just gone during the transition. Thank you for the detailed answer. Yeah, I feel a responsibility to clarify, like, just because I think it's not an oversight on anyone's part that it's designed that way. It's just designed to be fun, and that's okay. People just want to turn off their brains and click on stuff and level up, and fine. I like that too. But like for that part of my life, I already have those games covered. All right. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got. Ha-cha-cha. What is this? Looks like a Dixie Kong. That's a pretty rare one right there. Man, look at the outer glow on that. Got a little emboss, got a little outer glow. I love it when like you can tell the year that like imaging editing programs got drop shadow and like outer glow and all this stuff. All right, Dixie, here's some they're using the Lord of the Rings font back there. Kind of weird. Boom, 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 boom. All right, height 2'6", weight 35 pounds. Turn-ons, ew. Diddy showing off her acrobatic skills and being a superhero. Turn-offs, macho monkeys and bad hair days. Favorite quote: "It's more fun than a barrel of monkeys." He does love saying that. Favorite video, Beauty and the Beast. What, the show or the movie? Favorite song, Girls Just Want to Have Fun. Jesus. Dixie's an 80s kid, turns out. Tips and secrets. Dixie can jump higher and farther than Diddy. In the blast barrel stages, use Dixie's helicopter move to find bonus barrels in the corners and under or between platforms. There you go. Congratulations. Congratulations, Jake's bad at games. Interestingly, when I just pulled up your name to contact you to solicit an address, there are multiple Twitch accounts. There's some variation on Jake's bad at games. Who is Jake? Why is he so bad at games? Oh, somebody's asking about where I got these cards from. I just kind of naturally collected them over the course of being a kid in the 90s. Ragna, thanks for the sub. A lot of these came from Nintendo Power Magazine. The logo's on the bottom there. And you can kind of see the perforation on the sides. The magazine would have these like cardboard inserts, just sheets of trading cards. Video game trading cards. And I kept them all. So recently when I think when I visited home or whatever, my mom was like, here's some bullshit you left behind. So I have this like freezer bag full of all of my math team medals and ribbons. And then also a Ziploc bag filled with trading cards from my house, from my, like, I don't know, from just being a kid. They just found their way to me. There's a lot of that bullshit back then. I mean, there's, what is it? There's going to be a bag filled with fidget spinners and it's all the weird kitschy shit. Like those little bubble popping sheets. A lot of the collectionism stuff is digital. Pokemon cards still. It'll be around.
I take it my men weren't dead.
Beyblades,
to pay,
poppets.
Supplies to save a few lives here. Thanks for finding these. You should check in with the Major. I want to know about this.
My Johnny.
Wait, fantastic Riddick mod for New Vegas. I'm unfamiliar with this. I'm gonna need to know about this. That doesn't make sense because I've gone to Nexus mods several times and sorted by most popular, and Riddick was not number 1. So I was left to assume that there were no Riddick mods. Unless there was some... Maybe there was like a database error and all the like downloads and stuff weren't counted right.
Back already? What do you need? I heard. The extra supplies will help for a short time, but that only solves one of our problems. With all
Riddick companion mod not on Nexus.
Troops that can still fight. Some are injured, but even more are dead.
What? Whoa! Look at how cool he looks. Like how they got the eye shine. That's very important. Oh, and they have the Deadites or whatever the fuck. Necrolords. This is the raddest thing I've ever seen. That could be me! ESP. Oh boy. Oh no. Please install after main file. Oh dear. Necromonger? Oh god. Forgot the name of the stupid fucking... There's a fully voiced companion on Goo Network? Was that Furia? Home of the Furians?
It's not where I'm from, but where I am that matters. Now I'm here.
Stupid. Stupid.
This planet's a dead end. I haven't escaped. Just traded one hell for another. Now this forsaken planet is about to bury more than dreams.
Stupid lip flakes back.
Where there's hatred, So justice, or there's injury, pardon, or there's doubt, hope, and may a swift and certain death befall anyone who stands in my way.
Yes. Gotta have that tracking shot over dirt or something panning up. Yeah. What? Oh. He has night vision? Boot. God, the slow-mo walk.
Now the monsters have something to fear.
David Twohy. Yep. Got to put some points on the board for the big guy himself. And also Vin Diesel, of course. Credits Vin Diesel. Drag Body, excuse me. Vin Diesel, David Twohy, Hossein Diba, Kyle Kabeldis, Alex Scorpion, Bethalana, Necronom 12, Tau 34us, Unoctium, Newer Mind 43, Wei Jason, Hopper 31, Hitman 4701, Shirapusta, L. Hammonds, Cabal 120, Emerald Rain, and Saxon 91. What a crew. Vin Diesel gets second billing? Yeah, after Drag Body. Additional thanks to No Noodles, Captain Rex, Adadrian, Cruzo, and Devated? I don't know. All right, let's look up this other one. Wait, what? That's not right. Did I misspell it? Oh, Rickick. That must be why. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, David Twohy. That must be why. That must be it. Oh, wait.
Same, but it's such a good outfit. And that hat is awesome. Alright, what have I got available to...
Reddit companion mod. It just goes to the main page? Bro! Sick for him, though.
No perks. Basement.
I don't hear Riddick talk. Damn it. Oh, hey. Deviated. Somebody didn't delete their template WordPress post. Or maybe I have to be an insider to see all that. Yeah, you got to be you need an account. Okay. As usual, Riddick's hiding in the shadows. All right, I'll look into that later.
With all the Legion raids lately, we're running low on troops that can still fight. Some are injured, but even more are dead. I want you to check in with Dr. Richards and see if he needs any help getting our...
Yeah. Tiny Viking. Thanks for the sub. Hey.
What if you're cruel?
Alright.
You can be kind.
I guess I'll talk to him again, right?
I know.
He'll just give me the medical mystery quest. What's that, bipolarism?
Was never a man like my Johnny.
Can't wait to have Riddick. Do you think I can give Riddick giant titties?
I think it just got a little bit hotter into here. Is there something I can do for you?
I'm gonna need this doc to blow my back out.
With business booming like it is, and considering I'm the only person with medical experience,
Never had sex with a doctor.
I could perhaps
maybe
use a hand. Do you have any medical experience?
Maybe he can drill all these ghost STDs out of me. I've studied lots of medicology.
Oh, I see. Unfortunately, your experience with medicology isn't going to be any use to me here. Just take this status report back to Major Palatli. That's all I need from you.
That's it? I think you need something else from me, my man. Was this considered a good-looking game? No. No. I don't think any Bethesda Game Studio game was considered good-looking when it came out. People playing Oblivion on 360 were probably blown away, but that game looked pretty shitty by, like, PC standards.
But I've heard they chew nails and spit napalm.
Back already? What do you need?
I had some mods changing the characters and stuff, but I did have to turn a lot of them off.
I heard from Dr. Richards. Too bad you weren't able to help him with anything. But with the help you've given us, we're doing a little bit better. But we still have the Legion forces at Nelson to deal with. If we can retake Nelson, that would be a huge help to our efforts in this area and give us an advantage at Hoover Dam.
Okay, so it is a separate quest. And you have to be good at medicine to do it. Interesting.
Reports have the Legion forces at Nelson sizable, but not insurmountable. Not really, but we don't have much choice. If you help out more around camp, I could spare some additional men for the battle. Come back when you're ready.
Is it black tank top season already? Well, it's always black top season when you're a gamer. But yeah, it's getting on to summer here. Pretty warm today, so I decided summertime. The gamers come out to play. The gamer guns. Alright, let me... This one. It's at 2 a.m. This is 1 a.m.? Oh, it's p.m. Thought it looked a little bright.
Morale looks low.
Hello. Hello.
Supposed to be a clue here? Maybe? It's also not 2 a.m. yet. Almost. Idy's restroom. I'll be right back. Man, it always feels bad to cut into a really good clip like that, but sorry, King Egg. It'll be there. It'll be there later. Yeah. The wasteland is filled with very healthy women. Heard this loop of tracks a couple times now. Might switch radio stations here in a second. Do I have the quantum redshift intro? I don't think so. See a whole lot of theft going on here.
When I got this assignment, I was hoping there'd be more gambling.
When I got this assignment, I was hoping there'd be more gambling.
Anyone stealing anything in here?
Patrolling the Mojave almost makes you wish for a nuclear winter.
Want a tip yet? Not yet. Let's say to search around for clues. I haven't really done that. Sort of, though. I have wandered around quite a bit. Every time my companions load in front of me, I always think there's someone in here. Did I equip the pipped out Vault Boy? I did for a while. I just have the normal one now. I thought it was causing crashing issues, so I switched back. But I can go get it again. Oh yeah, if you're still around from Hang Time stream, were they doing Sniper Elite today? Also, yes, this is the missing drugs quest. Base game, so it should be okay. Sure. I think it was the intersection of the blinged out Vault Boy, and then also, or sorry, that's actually the Pip Boy. And then also having Bloom turned on, I think got me pretty hard. Hey, Steven.
The stranger there among them had a big iron on his hip.
I think Tom was doing a nut shot challenge. Beautiful.
These troops did a good job holding off the Legion.
It was early in the morning when he rode into the town.
Absolutely beautiful.
He came riding from the south side.
Who doesn't like popping Nazi balls? With big iron.
And running came the whisper from each lip. And he's here to do some business with a big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip.
This is my big iron.
In this town there lived an outlaw by the name of Texas Red. Many men had tried to take him, and that many men were dead. He was vicious and a killer, though a youth of 24. And the notches on his pistol numbered 1 in 19 more. 1 in 19 more. Now the stranger started talking, made it plain to folks around. Was in Arizona Ranger, wouldn't be too long in town.
If you're heading out, be
He
careful.
came here to take an
There's been lots
outlaw
of
back
Legion
alive
raiding
or maybe dead. And he said it didn't matter, he was after Texas Red. After Texas Red.
Dear Janie, if y'all reading this, then that means I didn't make it. I want you to know that you are the most important thing in my world. You're my sun, my moon, and my stars. Even out here on the battlefield, I thought of you every minute of every day. At night, I put your picture on the bunk above me, and looked into your beautiful eyes until I fell asleep. Even though I'm gone, you know that I'll always be with you. Just close your eyes and think of me, and I'll be right there by your side. Daniel. Everybody writes here. Lonely violin, yeah. Needs slow pans over like sepia tintype photos. Dear Mom and Dad, if you're reading this, you know I won't be coming home. I'm sorry how all this ended. I'm sorry for all the times that I didn't listen to you. Sorry for storming out the way I did. But I want you to know that you were the best parents anyone could ever have. You gave me everything I could have ever wanted, and now I see that. Or only now I see that. Thank you for everything. Your son, James. That's like a really good letter.
It was over in a moment, and the folks had gathered round. There before them lay the body of the outlaw on the ground. Oh, he might have went on living, but he made one fatal slip when he tried to match the rain.
Are you a thief? You thieving? Your weird legs? Oh.
Thanks again for finding those supplies.
Never mind, he's up early.
Things are still pretty damn rough, but we're keeping it together. No, can't say I do. I got my own problems to worry about.
I guess NPCs. Maybe I need to...
Good work.
6?
Find any more, you know where to find me.
It gives me 2 caps a tag. Damn.
Me? Well, I've been doing this shit for far too long. And
yeah, chilled. This is a fresh playthrough, sort of.
Still.
I've already muddied it up with a lot of mods and
this
stuff.
This has got to be one of the worst situations I've been in. Not too much I can do about it, but do my job and do it right. I don't have any supplies to spare, but I got caps if you have anything you don't need.
Whatever. Get rid of some stuff. Get rid of things that have weight. I figure you have to be able to cook something really awesome with a Deathclaw egg eventually, right? Oh, the cigarettes? Oh, yeah. Well, those don't have weight. I don't really care about that. I'm just trying to make sure that my weight doesn't tap over. 9 pounds each. Jeez. Oh, you can? Deathclaw omelet? Okay, good.
Uh-huh.
I'm glad I'm keeping them.
Hello?
Okay, well, I guess I have to find other named NPCs and ask them about it. Maybe I can get a lead. You look like you got a name. Get up! Oh, wait, no.
There's my little buttercup. What can I do for you?
I love talking to this guy.
So you found out what's happening with the supplies? What would you like to know? Locked in a cabinet here in the medical tent. I remember coming in one morning. I thought it might have been a mistake, but another morning, the camp is pretty dead at night, especially at 0200 hours when the guard shift changes.
Find it weird you can't smoke in this game? Seems like it would fit. Probably a ratings thing. Maybe? I mean, this game's probably rated M, right? But I imagine depicting smoking in a game. It has a bunch of other strings attached that make it a little less convenient. Hey, CDZ, thank you for the sub. Been enjoying the new Vegas games? And all the games you play. Well, I'm glad to hear it. Fine curated gaming. Are these the shelves he's talking about? Or maybe it's the locked? Yeah, it must be these. Cabinets? Maybe I just have to be in here at 2. I like games where smoking harms you a little bit. Yeah. Metal Gear.
It's so depressing here.
Well, I mean, there were those 3 named NPCs that were just hanging out.
Patrolling the Mojave almost makes you.
I don't know where they are now. There's a thing about having real drugs depicted in games. They had to turn morphine into Med-X, etc. Yeah, I figured it probably just complicates things, especially, I mean, the United States is one thing, but who knows how that's regulated in other territories. It's one of those things where it's just easier to not do it. Like, it's so much red tape and regulation to jump through.
Hey.
Hey.
Welcome back.
Isn't that why Disco Elysium had trouble releasing in Australia? I don't know specifically about Disco Elysium, but I do in Australia is pretty intense with how they regulate content. It was I think Alana was telling me about how anything that depicts violence against women in any capacity gets looked at real harshly because Australia has a huge domestic violence problem. So any games where you can hit or do physical violence to women in any capacity, in any setting, like you have to really get it past censors to make it okay. I don't know where all those other named guys went. Maybe I should just wait until it's in, like, they're up, and then I guess I can just hang out in the medical tent at 2 a.m. See what happens. Yeah, in Fallout 2, you could murder children. Yeah. That's another thing that doesn't happen so much. Like, there's no kids in GTA when you get in a car, or stuff like that. There's no kids in photo mode when you turn on photo mode in Cyberpunk. People are thinking. People are thinking. What a terrible day that must have been. Or, like, you're in the meeting at CD Projekt and they're talking about photo mode. And then somebody else is like, we should make sure that there are no visible children in photo mode. And then other people are like, oh yeah, we really should.
I really don't have time to chat.
We talked with Alana about her most recent face
What
stuff.
is it?
Yeah, we talked a little bit about that. I mean, she has horrific migraines. I have bad migraines. Hers are on another level though. They last way longer, and well, I shouldn't share too many details if she hasn't already shared them, but she has really bad migraines. So that's the idea behind the operation. Is she actually had nerves? I'm sure she's made a video about this, or I would think she would have. She has a video explaining it. Okay, I was like, this sounds like exactly the thing that Alana would have made a video about, describing in detail. But yeah, she had the nerves cut to, like, her brain, so even if migraines happen, she won't feel them, which is awesome. But yeah, she had her, like, head cut open for her scalp. So she's having some trouble getting that to heal, which makes sense because it's a very large cut. There's going to be a new Vegas day in the real-life Good Springs, Nevada. Can I hope to see you there? What's planned? What are the events? Is there still time to book a table? That sounds rough. Yeah, it's fucking rough. Yes. Like I said, I have I get migraines too, but mine are more fun. occasionally, like maybe once or twice a year, I'll get like a painful migraine and it fucking sucks. But luckily I can take like 2 grams, like not milligrams, 2 grams of ibuprofen, and that usually nixes it. And that's not great for my body, but once a year, I'm sure that's fine. Fun migraine? Yeah. So a fun migraine is one that's not painful. I get migraines, most of my migraines are half of my migraines are not super painful. They're like a headache. Everyone gets headaches. It's like a headache. It's the other symptoms I get. I get the weird vision. I get the difficulty concentrating. I get the difficulty reading. Like my brain just stops working the right way. Yeah, the visual stuff without the head pain. Some of the nausea, my stomach does get a little upset, but mostly it's just like I can't read, I can't think straight. I get sunspots in the middle of my vision. No, I'm familiar with what ibuprofen can do to your stomach lining because my stomach's got all fucked up too. 2 grams, does that upset your stomach? No more than having the migraine did, you know? So it's a definite improvement, but I don't do it every day, and I don't get them like every week or even every month. This is like maybe once every couple of years kind of situation. I am in the medical tent. Yeah, okay. My doctor said I get ocular migraines. Can't read anything, lose a good chunk of my vision. Yeah, that's what I get. Except it's kind of mixed with a bunch of other things. What's weird is it's kind of like mix and match sometimes. I'll have... It's like going to the buffet. My body will go to the buffet, and it'll pick a variety of migraine symptoms and just mix them all on a plate. And that's what I get. A variety of, like, different things at different severities. Oh, I massively misjudged the amount of time I needed to pass.
You let the blues move in, now I'm moving out. What's the use in buying a car if you won't buy gasoline? We used to be 2 under par, now we can't get on the green. I don't know where it went.
Set up my sting.
Oh.
Hello? Hi, are you there? Oh, right. You can't respond. Listen, I'm using your robot as a relay to get this message to you. I picked up some unusual chatter regarding your robot. It seems that it has some information that we could use. Oh, wait, where are my manners? This is Lorenzo, a knight with the Brotherhood of Steel. We'd be very interested in examining your tech. Could you bring your robot to one of our patrols so they can examine it? I'll have the robot mark the location on your map.
Get a Meprazole or Lansopril if you protect your stomach. Oh no, I'm actually taking a Meprazole every day because my stomach is super fucked up. Yeah, recently basically given up alcohol and coffee to try to get my stomach lining to come back. Or whatever's going on down there. Alright, well, 2 came and went, and nothing happened in here except for this robot telling me to do something. Ooh. For 5 years, unbeknownst to me, I occasionally suffered from crazy intense headaches. Turns out I had a nasal polyp growing in my sinus. It was so large it actually deformed the bones in my face. Fucking bodies, man. I can give up the booze, but I'd rather cut off my fingers than give up coffee. Yeah, it fucking sucks. Oh, okay. You just have to be like, sorry, dog, there was no one in there. No, So, I gave up coffee for a week, leading into the drunk stream, the June 12th E3 thing. And got through that pretty good, actually. My stomach held up pretty well. The next day, like, usually lately, if I had a hangover, it was my stomach that was the worst.
I'll keep my hands.
I would just have really bad stomach pain for like a day, even after the headaches and stuff wore off.
They need everything they've got.
So, I was like, yeah, this isn't good. So, not only is drinking just like terrible for me, but also it just got the hangovers and stomach problems got so bad. I was like, this isn't worth it. We should alternate between omeprazole and lansopril every 6 months to a year if you need to take them long term. Otherwise, they start to get corrosive as well, even though that's what they're used to fix. Huh. I talked to my gastroenterologist, and they didn't mention long-term omeprazole use being being counteractive in any way. But I don't know. That doctor was kind of weird. That was just a fucking weird doctor. So whatever. I've switched to tea. I make a pretty good tea latte, which is close as I can get, I guess. So, let's get my caffeine in, I guess.
Hey.
But yeah.
A little buttercup. What can I do for you?
But yeah, I was hoping that if I took like a week off, I could go back to having some coffee. I can't tell if the current stomach issues I have are because of that. I don't think they are. I think I just ate something bad. I really think if I just take like 6 weeks off of coffee, really, coffee's been the thing. Because dating back, so really, again, this is probably too much info. But this kind of goes back to 2019, which was just a bad year all around. And yeah, tea with milk. I mean, yeah, that's what it is. It's a tea latte. Well, it's steamed milk. That's what makes it a latte. Otherwise, it's milk tea. 2019 was really bad. Because I was running Inside Gaming and then trying to participate in other Funhouse stuff. And just like emotionally, it was a real shit place to be. Very stressful, a lot of work. I would drink a lot of coffee. I would drink a lot of alcohol. Living the work hard, play hard lifestyle. But just all of that kind of, and just the stress of work really did a number on my stomach. And I feel like I've been trying to recover ever since then. In terms of my stomach. And while I did give up the drinking in the meantime, I never really gave up the coffee. Like 1 coffee a day, maybe 2. Ever since, just trashing my stomach lining with alcohol, stress, overwork, and coffee. So I never really gave my stomach a good stretch to like regenerate. So that's what I'm in the middle of right now. 2019, I was on a huge fucking bender with alcohol because of work stress and depression. That was a shit year. Yeah, it was bad for me too. My hair started falling out. I could see it. Like halfway through 2019, I was like, this isn't good. This is just such a bad place. I gotta get out of here.
Until we meet again. There's my little buttercup. So you...
Oh.
Is that so?
I guess I saw him.
I'll have to talk to Major politely about this right away. Until we meet again.
I guess the robot was talking to me while he snuck in. Did you get the random eyeball twitch? Oh yeah. I would get it in both eyes. He was crouching in and you left the tent? Oh really? How did I completely miss him? Armando, I saw your message and I was like, I didn't miss it, buddy. Although I feel like sometimes I feel super dopey when I stream games because stream chat will see things that I don't because I'm looking at chat sometimes. So, whatever, it all works out. Why are you... Oh, wait. That's not good.
Dr. Richards told me how you helped him with his missing supplies. It's unfortunate about Private Stone, but at least it's over with now.
My 2019 was also terrible. Good friend died of a drug overdose. Best friend fired from my job. Then I was fired. Got a new job and it went bad. Then another job and it went worse. Ugh. That sounds it sounds like you went through some pretty bad stuff too. Ugh.
Are you ready? Excellent. Killing the Legion commanders in Nelson will severely cripple the Legion forces and allow us to take back the city. Meet up with Sergeant Cooper just outside Nelson. He will assist you in reclaiming Nelson.
2019 almost ended with a nervous breakdown. Yeah, you went through some bad stuff. I got pretty rickety. I was on my last tether a couple times, but I wouldn't say I was in mental breakdown territory. But if I went through what you did, whatever, life goes on, right? Hard to think 2019 was the last normal year, all things considered, of what began in 2020. Yeah, I would say 2022's been... To say normal feels like I'm discounting all the wild bullshit that people are having to live through.
Sorry, I'm busy.
But I don't know. I guess politics was already off the rails at that point. Really, 2016 was kind of the turning point there, at least in the United States. That shit hasn't calmed down at all. 2019 was rough for me too. Cat got cancer. Didn't have hope he would make it. I remember the day he was diagnosed. I got blitzed watching Bruce's last drunk stream at Funhouse and I just broke down. Oh man. Oh, Baron5X. Thank you for the sub. Thank you for gifting a sub. Yeah, I mean, speaking of drunk streams, people noticed it at the time, but I don't think they really understood. My hope was that people would go back and understand, like, what I was really talking about. But there was a drunk stream where I was basically like, goodbye, at the end of it. I was like, hey, some of us care, and we'll always be around. Anyway, thank you. Like, it was a pretty cryptic and weirdly emotional message. I was not really, but kind of trying to signal to people that this shit is falling apart really fast. Oh, that's a dead person. Tricked. Absolutely tricked. See you up there. Oh, remember that was the one drunk stream in 2017 or 18 that was really angry? No one seemed like they were having fun. Yeah. Yeah, it got like that. What's weird is, like, this kind of... that led down a pretty dark path that got me to where I was in 2019, which is that, like, what I was trying to do when I was, like, producing events, because, yeah, people started showing up in bad moods and, like, just being shitty. So I would, like, go out of my way to overproduce and try to make an event really fun and interesting and an exciting thing to be a part of. But somehow, like, that just made it worse. I invested more effort into trying to make things fun, and somehow people hated it even. I don't know. But the problem is, like, when somebody's moving away and you chase them, that just makes them run away faster, you know? It took me a while to learn that, but I kind of ran myself ragged trying to keep things together. Or just trying to, like, I don't know. Sometimes I felt like... with yesterday's banger of a video, I think Funhouse might be better than it's ever been. Is it good enough for Lawrence to grade with his presence for a great video a bit ago? I'm glad you enjoyed it. But yeah,
I've heard of you. Glad to have you on.
The current crew at Funhouse is really, really formed up into something amazing.
We don't have many troops, so we can only attack from one direction. Where should we focus the attack? East it is. Reports also say they might have some NCR hostages. If that's true, we need to do what we can to save them, so stay sharp. Our main target is the Legion leader at Nelson. Intel has the commander as one Dead Sea. I've uploaded his last known location to your Pip-Boy.
Was it just Burnout back then? No. I mean, it was for me, I guess. But nobody else was...
Ooh, but Salisbury steak?
I don't know. I shouldn't make comments. I don't think anyone else worked enough to get the Burnout territory. Maybe Bruce. But, no, it was just... would put it on, and I think this is just part of the greater cycle at media companies that have a lot of funding and then blow it all, is that in the early days there's this feeling that everyone's riding to the moon. You know, we're all going to be in film, we're all going to get to direct, we're all going to be like Hollywood big shots before too long, right? It's just around the corner. But then, like, once some of those big bets don't pay off and you don't make any money and you're behind the 8 ball, and then all the, like, no one wants to give up, right? No one ever wants to be like, well, I guess we just go back to making gaming videos, right? No. Instead, everybody just keeps like believing that thing is going to happen. And then they start to resent anything else that isn't that thing. I think. It's like, if the dream you told yourself doesn't happen, then you end up just kind of explaining it to yourself by being like, X, Y, or Z did the wrong thing. You just get resentful of everything, really. And especially when resources start drying up, you start resenting other people that do have those resources, or that you perceive as getting those resources. Oh, and sorry to somebody asking if I would be in a video again. I was. Huh. I was in the finale of Omicron. Enjoying your cherry Coke Zero stuff? Little Coke Zero break? Yeah. RuPaul's drag universe. You start forgetting what brought you to the dance? I think it's more you came to the dance not to dance. This is something that we discussed a lot, and I'm going to try very hard to not, like, talk for other people. But when we were, like, a year in and some of this discontent started being obvious, we would have talks. We'd try to talk about it. Be like, hey, what are we in this for? What are we doing? What do we want to do? I was always very clear. I was like, to me, it doesn't get better than playing video games and shooting the shit. Like, we did it. We're done, right? Sort of. Which can sound maybe not super ambitious. But I think there was plenty of room for ambition in the gameplay videos we were doing. And some of what I started to try to do at the end of my time there was show that ambition. Be like, we can inject the things we want to do into the media that we have to make to earn money. We can do both. It just takes some imagination. With like the Pilgrim's Progress video, I think was probably the best version of that, where it's like it's hybrid gameplay and then weird sketch comedy with props and sets and light scripting. Like, it can be all that. But that wasn't what I think. Again, it's this idea of like we're destined for bigger and better things. I think there wasn't a whole lot of interest in producing that kind of media. Oh Jesus! The resident emotion seemed to be that producing gaming media was merely a step onto the next thing, which is like, I don't know. Happened at Machinima too. Outrageous. Like, everyone that's in entertainment wants to be doing something else, I feel like. It's just so weirdly common. Virtually no one is exactly where they want to be. They're always aspiring or dreaming of something else. And they're just doing this in the meantime. Oh, you can save them. Oh, I should do that then. I talk to Joel occasionally. I mean, he's very busy. He's got kids. That's pretty much it. Like, he's got multiple children. So we had dinner a couple months ago. Spool I haven't talked to in a while. He was... I don't know, it'd be good to catch up with him. If he wants to be caught up with. It's kind of hard to tell sometimes. Yeah, Joel's a family man. But I still text him every so often. Occasionally I'll think of him. And I'll be like, hey bud, thinking about you. And I'll be like, oh, and then we'll just like say hi, catch up on things. I'm hit.
Death to the Legion's enemies.
Yeah, you tell him. Death to these pinion nuts. Joel always seemed like he would do well. I mean, yeah, he's smart. He knows his worth. Talking Stockings and other semi-scripted improv shows were gold. The gameplay was secondary or just a vehicle for banter or jokes. You know, you say that, but the videos that were just banter or jokes didn't do well. I think maybe that was part of it too, is misattributing why viewers were watching. Like with the GTA videos, it was a little annoying because I would put effort into producing them. Like, I would try to find good maps that would lead to good video game moments. Just to hear my coworkers be like, well, no one watches GTA for the gameplay. It's just us. And I'm like, well, okay, you're not wrong, but they click on the video because of GTA. So you're not, like, you can't ignore that that's part of it. But that was kind of the attitude, is that it was comedy first, gameplay second. And I'm like, I think part of it too is just wanting to escape from derivative media, maybe? Like wanting to have something that's just you.
I've heard that elite units are on the way to support our armies here.
Oh, yeah? What? Had to get that out of your system first. Yeah, GTA 5 and online is still a huge draw. Yeah. So it was weird because there was like, there was what I perceived and what was kind of stated. Again, I'm trying to be careful because I don't want to speak for other people, but there were people who wanted to move away from gaming and just do comedy. But all the attempts to do that were not very successful, not because of the quality of the content, just because of the virtues of YouTube as a platform. So it was very strange to me that that was like the philosophical sticking point. Or a sticking point, I suppose. We cleared? Do I get to go talk now? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know there's... I'm not leaving yet. There's all this looting to maybe do. Oh, you can go in them. Yeah, I assumed. Comedians first, gamers second. What do you think was the vibe? I don't know. Well, it was explicitly said to me that Funhouse was comedy first, gaming second. And I was basically like, it's not, but okay. Like, I don't know. That was the... That was said to me about where the group wanted to, where certain people wanted to take the channel. And I was like, okay, fine. And conversations like that made it pretty clear to me that like it just wasn't really the place for me. I always found Funhouse to have gaming and comedy tied. Sure. Oh yeah, stealing is wrong. I think once you watch the videos, yes. But what gets you to click on the video first? Like, marketability is important. Part of our jobs. I remember you were Latino Avenger. Oh, Chicano Batman. It was cringe but funny. Yeah. Another thing I've been thinking about lately. It's just how, like, it's weird that, like, the comedy of Funhouse was so relentlessly misogynist. But the second I did anything racial, like, that was crossing, I don't know, it was weird. So weird. But I'm glad it was funny. Wait, I mean, I did it? We done here? Yeah, okay, we did it. We killed everybody. Well, let me read through all these. Isn't Chicano Batman a band? Yes, it is. Your portrayal of Chicano Batman got me into the band Chicano Batman. Great! See, my mission was purely one of cultural exploitation, clearly.
Play the guitar, play it again.
I did find it interesting that Elise came on and the gaming community accepted her instead of going a woman in comedy. Well, there was some shit. There was some shit in comments. But I mean, she's like so fucking funny and talented that you kind of can't. She has to win you over. Like the first time she just lands an immaculate joke, you're like, oh fuck. All right, well, shit. Yeah.
Johnny Guitar.
They're all dead, and yet stealing is still bad.
Play it again, Johnny Guitar. What if you go? What if you stay?
Oh yeah. Charlotte is also incredibly fucking funny. And yeah, there's some comments here and there. I mean, we see them on Inside Games, but... I shadow ban with righteous fury. What sucks is that, like, some comments where it's like, fuck, man, this is like so borderline. I can't tell if you're trying to be shitty or if you're just a dummy. Like, fuck.
Like the one they call Johnny Guitar.
Just assume they're shitty? I guess. I don't want to get to that, though. I don't want to get so defensive that anyone that like puts a toe over the line is instantly evil. Hard to give people the space to be innocently ignorant on the internet. Yeah, I mean, I think just in general, and I'm not saying whether this is right or wrong, all right? I'm not passing judgment. Just in general, culturally, I think it's less safe to be innocently ignorant. The expectation is that you do all the reading and you know what's right and wrong before you say a thing, which, you know, I don't know if that's right or wrong. I don't know. I think it's a balancing act. I think anybody with empathy can understand somebody putting their foot in their mouth. But it's really, I think it's really like what happens after that. What happens around that. Yeah, you can always be a lurker too. You don't have to open your mouth. That's true. Yeah, you can read other people's comments, get the energy of a situation, figure out if asking a certain question is okay or not. That's a good point. Yeah, lurking. That used to be a big thing in internet culture, like in the early aughts. Whenever you join a community, be quiet for a while. Yeah. Just be quiet. Don't post. Do not talk. Be quiet. You'll understand when you understand that you know what to say. You're discussing exactly why good-hearted Reddit comments get downvoted into oblivion. Well, yeah, I guess. But I guess if you ask a question and you get downvoted into oblivion, you got your answer. Even if it's not the one you thought you were going to get. It's an answer. Yondo, thank you for the cheer. Thank you for the double cheer. Appreciate that. The drunk gameplays were always fun, but as I got older, they started to concern me. 57 shots is a lot in an hour. Yes, it is. It concerned me too, actually. That's why I really started to taper off the amount of alcohol I was serving. I was uniquely nihilistic when I started at Funhouse. I was getting over a divorce and kind of figuring out my own person. Very more punk, I guess. But I never like. There's the social factor which I do own, putting people in a situation where everyone's drinking and they would be considered lame for not participating. So that one's on me, but yeah, as time went by, also in an effort to make those streams more fun, because I think the very heavy drinking is why people didn't want to participate or weren't in good moods when they were. Really tried to taper off the actual amount of alcohol I was serving. And definitely, like, after 1 or 2 full shots, I just started serving half shots. And then later started, like, oh. There's a brother still bunker. Who could drink the most on OG Funhouse? I mean, probably me, but we never really, like, tested it or anything. Oh, shit. Everyone's dead. Jar of cloud residue. Isn't that water? Turn back. Not yet. Abort, abort. Why? Oh, that's DLC. Okay. All right. Thank you. Oh, Sierra Madre. Got it. Are they not going to let me leave? Fuck! A ladder. There's a ladder. Alright, thank you. I'm just jumping at the hole. I can't reach it. What do I do? Obsidian? You fucked me for the last time. Yeah. Max Brain fashion. Slamming into the walls. You big angry boy. At first I thought Alana was going to be Lawrence's successor at Funhouse after he left because she has the same intense energy when she games. And I saw her on the Doom stream outplaying 99% of people while drunk and using a controller. Alana's a real hard-ass gamer. Better believe it. I think we're tight on that, but she didn't necessarily... I think she didn't have my self-destructive impulse to prove myself. Which is good for her. I wouldn't want that. You can make a lot of stuff when you got that fire, but it's not sustainable. She's overqualified? Very well said, Sam. I think Alana is a very talented person who can do bigger and better things than games media. Which is sort of what everybody else thought. Which is still true, I guess. A lot of people are moving on to other mediums.
Already? What do you need?
I just wish that, like... It sucks when you're in a place and working on a thing you really care about, but everyone else is biding their time. It took me a long time to understand that was the situation. And once I did, I was even more bummed out. But did you ever hurt yourself with your stunts on Google Trends? No. Those never hurt. Not physically, anyway. The one that... The most painful one, weirdly, was I remember the Skype one. Because I made that giant Skype screen, but I did that like a couple of days after getting in my motorcycle crash. So I had my arm in a sling, and I was like cutting out paper and taping it all together with one hand. And it kind of sucked to be moving around like that. But the doctor basically said, like, you're not going to hurt it anymore. Yeah, you can't hurt a trained stuntman. Exactly. When did you get your hernia? I don't know when I got it. It was just there.
The initial reports have come back already. Excellent work. This will buy us a lot of...
I had the operation to patch it up.
Now we can actually...
Whenever Quantum Break came out.
...along the river and prepare for the upcoming battle at Hoover Dam. You have my thanks. We owe you a lot.
Because I remember coming home...
Watch yourself.
...and playing Quantum Break. And then, like, as the anesthetic was seeping out of my system, I had, like, a minor allergic reaction, so I got all bumpy and itchy. How did you find wrestling training and performing? Is that something you'd want to go back to? I have a couple of times, actually. I really liked it. Wrestling is great. It's bombastic theater, it's stunt work, it's fake fighting. It's the best. It's great. Doing it is really fun. The only problem is the wrestling academy for beginners that I went to during that doc and still go to, or still went to, it's an hour away. It's a fucking hour drive through LA traffic. It's just sucks. It sucks to get out that far. And like the couple of weekends that I've opened up space, it's just like the beginners class gets spontaneously canceled. I would like to do it more. If there were a place 10 minutes away where I could, in a good class, I would absolutely do it. But also, you know, I can't fight time. I'm getting older. Yeah, an hour drive plus taking bumps, and I'm on a motorcycle. So what would happen is when I would go to class, I would do bumps and do rolls and stuff, and I'd be pretty tenderized, and then yeah, be on a motorcycle for an hour in LA traffic. It's not the worst, you know. I'm not complaining really. Maybe I am complaining, but those are just factors that contribute to making it very difficult to just fitting in, to actually dedicating and going and doing it.
Let's kick this in gear.
Plus, I'll not lie. It's like it's just intimidating, man. Wrestling is an intersection of so many talents. There's so much to learn, and part of me wonders too of like, you know, I'll go to classes and they'll be like, you know what, when you're out of classes, you should be watching matches. You should be taking notes. You should be like shadow wrestling. You should be practicing your rolls. You should be practicing your lockups. And I'm like, gotta stream. Like, at some point, I also have to like consider what I want to spend my time on and what skills I want to cultivate. And if I can only go to a beginner class once a week, and I don't really have the time to watch a ton of wrestling. I just don't know how useful that time's going to be. Am I going to spend the next 10 years just learning my basic lockups and transitions before I'm 50 and can't even really take a bump anymore? I don't know if that's time well spent. Okay, yeah, Keanu, it's not fun to experience the ride home sore and tired. Yeah, dehydrated. Wow. What the fuck? There's a predator. A Reaper of Destiny. People think wrestling is improvised on the spot, but it's a whole choreography. Yeah, it's a mixture of everything. Some of it is improv, a fair amount of it actually. But it's improv with like chunks in the middle. Like a really good comedian will know bits. They'll have like a packaged thing in their mind. And it's more like you hear a setup that's sort of similar to the setup for a really good bit. So you figure out how to connect those wires. And once you do, bang, you've got your joke. You just have to lead into it and hit the timing of it. So kind of the same with wrestling. You have spots. Like you have a series of moves that you're really good at or that might be your signature that you feel really confident in. And depending on the match, you know, you're chatting about it with your partner, and you're like, here's my spot, it's set up with this, I do this into this into this. The person you're wrestling with will be like, okay, yeah, maybe we'll do that. Here's my spot, like I do this into this, and they're like, okay, we do that, maybe we get in some chops, we see how the audience is feeling, and then I'll do my spot, and then it's like, okay, then we roll into heat, and then I'll do my thing. Like you kind of get a loose game plan before, then you're in the ring, and it's a bunch of like verbal and nonverbal cues. Yeah. A lot of leaning on custom about how to do things so people just don't run into each other in the middle of the screen and stuff. Yeah, the Booba mod is back. Some wrestlers can figure it all out in the ring. Oh yeah. If you're good enough, if you've spent your entire life performing 2 or 3 times a week, oh yeah, I can see that. That's the thing, it's just like... Pro wrestling is one of those things you could devote your entire athletic life to and still be learning and improving. So part of me is a little humbled by just doing it, you know, on the weekends. I'm just like, I don't know how. I just don't know how much I'll be able to explore. Oh. Kanzanani. I'm gonna make sure I got that right. Hello. Long time no see. Yeah. Well, welcome back. I have to admit, I don't recognize you based on the name alone. Did you have a name change? Catch me up on what's been going on in your life. What?
I know that it's a sin.
Of course. Don't let me keep you. Welcome to Retcon headquarters, Rocketeer. Come all this way to see our little facility, have you? I'm here to answer any and all questions you may have, within specified parameters. And if you'd like, I can provide a tour of our museum.
Yeah, athleticism, bodybuilding, soap opera acting, and combat performances all at once. Oh, sure. It's all those things, plus it's a live performance. So there's a lot of thought put into how moves sell to an audience. And it's just like, even down to the logistics of what side you're facing when you do a move. because you're in a ring in the middle. So you play to every side. You don't want anyone to have a bad seat, right? If you're a band, it's just forward most of the time, or like in a half circle. But yeah, wrestlers have to think about not only the audience on every four corner of the ring, but also where the camera is when you're doing a move. Like a clothesline doesn't look interesting if it's like this. It only looks interesting when it's like that. So you have to do moves this way, and then you have to do them that way. And usually both people get a turn. So like thinking about those crowd dynamics in the middle of measuring crowd excitement, extending phases of the match, getting your finisher, getting your move in, getting your spots in, reacting to what the other person is doing, what they're good at, what they're bad at, you know, and all of that just is happening on the fly because you're just kind of, it's really fascinating because it's kind of in this middle stage between active thought and just kind of going on instinct and going on training. Here, because CSGO is down. It's down. Finally kicking all those bots out, huh?
I can answer whatever questions you'd like, provided your query is limited to Repcon history, research and development, or Robco.
Never thought about that aspect of it, really. Me neither. There was a short, like half of one of the training sessions I went to. They were like, okay, we're going to practice doing moves for camera, and they were like, ways to hold your body to like you can get thrown and like get thrown like this, where people only see your profile, or you can get thrown and be thrown like that, where people see the whole chest and see your arms like windmilling. It sells way better. And this, like this portion of it was basically like, you want to get that freeze frame, right? You want to get that shot of you in the air, perfect body posture, like selling, or so yeah, it's all part of it. It's all part of marketing yourself as an entertainer, which is another wild thing, is that if you want to get into wrestling, you have to consider your brand and your marketability. And part of that is playing to camera so that you have really nice still frames of you wrestling. This is so much. It's so much and so much ambition.
Repcon's illustrious history began way back in 2054, shortly after the famous Delta 11 rocket was completed and launched. Repcon's initial focus was on the development of fuel to be used in orbital propulsion in response to the energy crisis of 2052. Sad times indeed. The company really took off when Robco purchased Repcon in late 2076 to develop unmanned rockets to explore the solar system.
Wait, what? Unmanned rockets?
Very well. Feel free to ask me more about Repcon at any time. Don't be shy. The tour showcases Repcon's amazing scientific contributions and the promise of many more, coupled with its parent company, Robco.
It seems like a lot of the veteran wrestlers are also so dedicated that they say, ah, fuck it, I'll work injured another couple of months to get through this arc. You hear stories about Kenny Omega not being able to lift a weight over his shoulder by the end of his title reign because he wanted to finish the story. Yeah, it's scary to think about. Not only like being in Kenny Omega's position where you are the focal figure of this big story, but even just kind of being a guy who's got to grind out the matches, you know? You want your $100 for the night. Doesn't matter if you're injured, you got to get out there and perform. So I could definitely see how like painkiller abuse or opioid abuse would become a big problem in wrestling. Because it's like most of the time everything, like nothing about wrestling doesn't hurt. I'll say that. It's just designed to not injure you. And in that way, it is like stunt work. Like taking a stunt fall doesn't feel good. You just don't get injured. You don't break a rib. So you can do it again. You just kind of train your brain to not feel the pain to a point. But yeah, with wrestlers, it's all percussive damage, and that adds up. But largely, you can perform through it because your parts are still there. Like, they're not broken. Your bones aren't broken. Your muscles aren't torn. Just everything else about your body saying you got to stop because everything's getting tenderized too much. But yeah, I could see that. Scary. It was one of the nights of the documentary, which I came into injured and sick. But like the third night in, I was already taking like 3 or 4. I was back on ibuprofen before I knew that long-term ibuprofen use was really bad. But yeah, I remember just like taking a couple of ibuprofen just to like relax, so I could just sit on the couch and not tense up, because my body was like trying to protect protect me from all the shit that I was putting it through. And I remember thinking like, ugh, now it's kind of getting to the point where I have to take this. And I was like, man, if this were my job and I had to think tomorrow I got to go out there and get torn up again. Oh yeah, Mankind took physical abuse to a whole other level. Yeah, I worry about that. I think there is something that is dangerously romantic, I think. A little like the Rocky archetype. People that offer up their bodies for the sake of entertainment or for the sake of like an amazing moment.
Excellent, excellent. Please be patient. The tour will begin in just a moment. Ready for the Repcon tour, Rocketeers? Courtesy of the fine folks at Robco, I'll be your guide today on the path of scientific discovery.
Turn on RP walk.
In the lead-lined case behind me is a spent radioactive rod from one of our old reactors. No need to stand too close. Let's move along, shall we?
Watch a lot of UFC and MMA. Some of those guys have taken monster damage. That's true. Usually they have the luxury of healing, though.
Careful. They may look safe to drink, but your stomach is the last place they should be. Why the difference in cylinder size?
There's also a referee in MMA to prevent people from taking career-ending damage.
That's why. To my right, you can see a sample of some old safety barrels Repcon once used to store radioactive waste. Perfectly safe. On my left is an example of a mountain of Repcon safety barrels some legislators claim are poisoning our environment. Ridiculous.
Yes, I've got heartaches by the number, a love that I can't win. But the day that I stop counting, that's the day my world will end.
Behind me is our most recent rocket project, which we're keeping under our hats until launch, if you'll pardon the expression. And in front of me is a model, not actual size, of the launch dome we are using to send our rockets streaming into orbit.
When you called me and said that you were coming back to stay, with hopeful heart I waited for you, knocked on the door. I waited, but you must have lost your way. Yes, I've got heartaches by the number.
Now these colorful fellows behind me are Repcon's earliest experiments in flight. Feel free to read the plaques and learn, Rocketeers.
Yes, I've got heartaches by the number. A love that I can't win.
Tour guide telling me to read. Lame. Ooh. The planetarium?
Now for the highlight of our tour. Due to a generous donation from Robco, this next exhibit showcases the wondrous world of robots. Around you are the incredible Eyebot, the fearsome SentryBot, and the always helpful Mr. Handy. That helpfulness runs through our whole lives.
No one dared to ask his business, no one dared to make a slip. The stranger there among them.
This is the final stop on our tour. This model of our solar system is a small example of where the partnership between Robco and Repcon hopes to go. See those little rockets zipping about? They are manned by robots, tirelessly looking for resources to mine on planets beyond our own. And that's it for our tour today, Rocketeers. Robco and its tiny partner, Repcon, thank you. Any further questions? Please, feel free to ask.
Model of our solar system, not actual size. Beautiful, isn't it? Robco, with its subsidiary Repcon, has often gazed into the night sky, seeing the rich pageant of stars and planets above us. Our goal? To send unmanned rockets to these other systems, seeing their beauty firsthand, while mining ever deeper into each planet's surface for precious resources needed here at home. This is our promise to mankind, extending our reach into a future where the number of Robco and Repcon rockets match the stars in the sky. See? Fallout could be in space. I mean, I guess that's kind of what the Outer Worlds is.
Yes? Did you have a question? Goodbye, Rocketeer. Be sure to visit again. Oh, and please, for your own safety, stay outside of restricted areas.
Suspicious.
But the outlaw didn't
Close that door.
He
He doesn't see me in here.
20 men had tried to take him, 20 men had made a slip. 21 would be the ranger with the big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip. The morning passed so quickly, it was time for them to meet.
Wonder how long he's been there.
It was 20 past 11 when they walked out in the street. Folks were watching from the windows, everybody held their breath. They knew this handsome ranger was about to meet his death. About to meet his death. There was 40 feet between them when they stopped to make their play. And the swiftness
I played AC Origins. I think it's just incredible.
today.
I have.
Texas read it
It was pretty good.
for a bullet fairly ripped. And the
There seems to be an interesting glow up going on with AC Origins right now.
big iron on his head.
I guess it's been long enough that people are remembering it super fondly.
In a moment, and the folks had gathered round.
It was probably the closest to like
There before them lay
realizing actual Assassin's Creed mechanics in an open world setting. Oh goodness. Oh dear. Goodness, there's some very big titted naked ladies here.
when he tried to match the ranger with
Blaster
the big
Master
iron
Runner?
on his hip. Big iron
Just
on his
wade through all these titties. Where did these guys come from?
big iron, big iron. When he tried to match
Oh, it's on Game Pass. Okay, that might be part of it then.
big iron on his hip.
That's smart enough. Was there a vault here? I knew there'd be risks with turning on
Unauthorized facial pattern detected. Valid security.
natural breasts.
Temporary access granted.
Okay,
Please complete employee registration with security.
Play it again,
sure.
my Johnny. Maybe you're cold.
Tasteful and realistic, exactly. And yes, that is a Sony laptop. It's a 2011 Sony Vaio, which is a mod to replace all the terminals in the game. The 2011 Sony laptop.
For my Johnny.
Oh, they updated AC Origins to 60 FPS. Okay. Yeah, the gameplay of using Senu to like scout a base, tag enemies, and then infiltrate that base with that information. Like, you're like, oh, this entrance over here, I can like climb up this tree and jump on the wall. And then there's like one guard and I can just stab him in the neck. And like, that's all real cool. Super down with that.
What if you stay?
I think where it lost a little oomph for me is like taking out the one-hit assassinations, making those based on stats, almost like RPG grindy stats, was kind of annoying. And then the way they distributed the story was kind of a pain in the ass. And also the story was kind of bad. It didn't go anywhere. So it was a good game there, but then it was just like they just made a bunch of open world stuff and then shipped it. I hate tagging and sneaking. Yeah, so that's the other problem, Limpos, is that makes the game real easy, I thought. I'm gonna guess it ends with LE. There we go. So it's either P or ALE, I think. Nope. Oh, so it's not P then. So it's ALE. Something with ALE on the end of it. Tail. There we go.
Johnny Guitar.
Mandatory grinding sucks. Yeah. I guess that's what's interesting is like Ubisoft, or with Assassin's Creed, they tried to hide the grind. They tried to like hide the story missions inside of a bunch of other grinding mechanics. Odyssey was the worst about that. Just to progress the main story, you just had to do like, they didn't even tell you how. You just had to do random shit. Once that started, Odyssey, I was like, no, I'm done. And then Valhalla, I played until the intro was done. I played until the budget stopped, and I was like, nope, we're good. That was cool. Bye forever. You had to be X level to do the story. They didn't tell you that, though. Not in Odyssey. Because I think if they did, it would have made it clear that it was just a grind fest. So they just made it obscure. Like, who knows? You have to find the right NPC. It's out there somewhere. Bleh. Things like that are engagement mechanics, I feel like. It's just a fake little thing to trick people into playing longer. And I guess if they're having fun, where's the harm? But I wasn't. I just wanted to finish the game. Because I was already at the point where I was just like mega overpowered in Odyssey. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. All those games are tuned to just be like brain empty, stab everything games. Origins tried to add some mechanics back in, but Odyssey kind of smoothed them over already. Every time Ubisoft tries something interesting, they focus test it and then make it less interesting in the next game. So, yeah. Got some corporate politics. Also, yeah. An anime wallpaper. And like a Mac window over there. It looks like there's a calculator open. Yeah, AC2's was probably the best regarding stealth. Just had to be refined and added upon. Hiding among crowds of people, the bench kills, hiring hookers to distract people, all that shit was fun. It was. Yeah. I like to. I liked
Mrs. Miller, I hope you have an excellent day at work today. How may I serve you, Mr.
I thought Unity was a really good, like, trying to be a back-to-basics kind of Assassin's Creed game. But it got memed on too hard. And then, man, Syndicate was just Batman. You had the grapple hook. You had like it was the same combat system. Assassin's Creed is really fascinating for just taking whatever mechanic is hot and just dropping it right in. And that way, it's kind of fascinating. It's been really fun to follow that series. Yeah, played Unity at launch. Bugginess made you drop it. I get it. It's not a game for everyone, which is why I like it. But also, yeah. I can definitely see not wanting to suffer through all the bugs for that game. Kind of the last game that had good characterization, too. And something of an arc. Arno was pretty good. But Evie and Jacob from Syndicate? Just kind of... They had a couple of scenes and then the game ended. And then, yeah, there was virtually no closure to Bayek in Origins. But then again, like... Assassin's Creed protagonists having no closure wasn't really a new thing. Oh, Ivor had a decent story? Okay. That's good. Oh, they did more with them in the DLC? Hmm. Sir Necklace. Thanks for the prime. Black Flag was a fucking awesome pirate game, but a shit AC game. Yeah. I mean, it kind of wasn't a very good game. People really like sailing the boat. And they did a really good job with that. Boat mechanics on point. But man, the rest of that game is hollow nothing. Boat combat isn't even that interesting. I remember playing Black Flag and be like, fuck, man, this is where it's going, isn't it? Just like the most brain-dead combat. The most, like it's a pretty but very boring open world.
Access is for executives only. Please identify.
Uh-oh. Ice cream!
Thank you, sir. Have a nice day.
That worked? Alright. You just know you can't ever trust gamers to have taste. If gamers think that Black Flag has a good open world and Cyberpunk has a bad open world. In the trailer for Space Skyrim? Yeah. Ooh. It looked pretty good. I thought it was a good showing. Yeah, only Omicron had a good open world. If it's not a game where I can't see Cyber Pirate King Bowie. Oh wow, those are long words. Farming. Man, I don't know. Okay. Just go out and back into the terminal, but it resets the puzzle. Oh, I gotta play Neon White. Yeah, everyone seems to think that's pretty great. Well, it can't be one that ends in ing because this only had 2 out of 7 correct. Barf Step, thank you for the sub. Hope you're well. Just finished a long cybersecurity course. Fully certified cyber professional. The streams have always been ideal background noise to my studies or cozy gaming to decompress to. Appreciate it all. Well, hey, I'm really, really glad that I can provide that service to you. Congratulations on passing, by the way. What did you learn? Ha! It had to be that one. It had to. Take all the INGs out. That was the last one. And then hacker bad and always be cybering. But hacker can sometimes be good. Well, wait, no, hold on. You're the expert here. You're right. Oh, here we go. Wait. Alright. Well, turns out getting locked out of that terminal wouldn't have been the end of the world anyway.
Now I walk around, my heart on the ground, hurt and lonely since I don't have you.
But the lore. Yeah, you're right about that. Forgot about the lore for a second. Oh. Oh. On one of the corpses. Not on this one. Oh. Great. Thank you, Piers Isley.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to me, Mr. New Vegas, and you look extraordinarily beautiful right now. And now the news. The influx of displaced residents to the refugee camp at Bitter Springs has caused a strain on rations there.
Third floor access is for executives.
Ice cream.
In other news, citizens
You're
of
looking at your
Outer
character's
Vegas
feet.
are flocking
Yes.
to the Strip in droves amid a wave of terror caused by a band of raiders known as the Fiends.
You missed the other corpse. Oh.
Those who can afford passports are saying the added security is well worth the price of admission.
Little frostbitten.
News was brought to you by the Tops
I'm
Casino.
gonna find this corpse.
You'll dig us, baby. We're the Tops. Stick around. We've got some great songs coming up for you.
Oh. Paladin, Matisse, and Lander, you are to survey the ruins at coordinates 0.004, 9.265. Reach the components we need and retrieve what you can. As a secondary objective, compile a list of additional items at the site for future retrieval. That's lame! That doesn't tell me anything. Scroll down. Wasn't that it? Nope. McNamara.
Until the moment we met, I had no one to cling to be just everything to be my own.
Oh. It lead you to another location. I mean, it gave me a password. Yeah, lives to fight another day. So I guess I have to wait until lives to fight another day comes up in dialogue. And then I guess Eddie will activate.
Hello, Mrs. Millet.
Okay.
How may I serve you, master?
That's for the Brotherhood quest and not Eddie. God damn it. I mean, are you sure? It said it's for Eddie. The quest is called Eddie My Love.
Until the moment we met, I had no one to cling to be just everything to.
You want Veronica for this? Yeah, Brotherhood of Steel. Where's Veronica hiding?
How may I serve you, master?
She's in New Vegas, right? Jesus. All right.
I got spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle, jingle, jangle,
Unauthorized facial pattern detected.
I guess I haven't gotten in here yet.
Though I may have done some fooling, this is why I never fell. 'Cause I got spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle, jingle, jangle, as I go riding merrily along. Jingle, jangle. They sing, oh, ain't you glad you're single? Jingle, jangle. And that song ain't so very far from wrong. Jingle, jangle.
Filing cabinets. Oh, okay.
Hello, Mrs. Millet.
Yeah. Huh. There's some suspiciously locked doors. Any interest in Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities? Sure. I've liked everything that Guillermo del Toro has worked on. Everything I've seen, anyway. I haven't seen all of his films. Alright. Guess I got the gun out of it. Okay. Cool. Oh, that's not the entrance. Ignore those massive jugs on the floor. Just outrageously huge titties. Have you seen Brian David Gilbert's video about music in the Fallout universe? Probably my favorite video he's made to date. Nope. No, I've not. Oh, it did give me an objective. All right.
And she would read our palms and tell our fortunes. Her predictions.
Oh, I got to take a break here in a second. All right, I'm gonna run over here, and then I'm gonna have to stop to eat food and prepare for. Go to Veronica first. I don't feel like it. I'm not convinced that random NPC dialogue is going to be that interesting. I guess in this game it might be. You can help. I already have followers. Get you an in for the Brotherhood of Steel. Well, I'll go scope it out. And if I need R is not auto run.
I hear a troublesome Legion camp got razed to the ground. You need something?
Old chomps.
This is Sloan, a camp for us quarry workers. The actual quarry, Quarry Junction, is up the road north of here. The whole thing is an NCR operation. We make cement for the NCR using the limestone we dig out with dynamite and drag lines. Dirty work, but the pay's good. Wish we got paid in caps, though. Not a lot of merchants like taking NCR paper money. It's a big machine which moves rocks around, piles at a time. It's pre-war tech, so you need to thump it once in a while to keep it running. Nope. The NCR has been trying to switch over to using paper money, just like in the pre-war days. Trouble is that the exchange rates ain't exactly fair. For example, $100 in NCR money is valued at roughly half that in caps around here. Seems like a rotten deal for us, but work is work. It all gets shipped by rail over towards Boulder City and Hoover Dam. The NCR is probably building fortifications with it all. Sure. They moved into the quarry after the powder gangers came through and made off with most of our dynamite. We shut the quarry down while we waited for the NCR to get us some more blasting sticks, but now the death claws have shown up. The NCR is a no-show, and my men and I have got nothing to do but sit on our asses all day. It's damn frustrating. We'd see them occasionally, but they didn't seem too keen on getting too close to the quarry. Not sure if it was the noise or all the workers. I can't believe that an entire pack moved into the quarry. I thought that kind of bad luck only happened in New Vegas.
Yeah, I did clear them out already.
A bunch of...
I was wondering if he was going to give me a quest to kill all the Deathclaws in there, because then I could just turn it in right away.
Them to maintain the railways as part of their sentence. I don't know who screwed up, but the powder gangers are loose. It was one group that attacked us and took our entire supply of dynamite.
Yeah, this guy's got a great voice. Kind of a unique NPC voice too. There's some reuse here.
Okay.
But Chomps, old Chomps Lewis.
I've been there once, and I don't recommend it. It's just a way to burn through a month's pay in 5 minutes. I've seen a lot of folks come through here thinking they'll have the easy life once they get there. It never happens. Yep.
Do love that.
You're listening to
Southern way of just saying yep or uh-huh.
Jukebox in the Mojave Wasteland.
Instead of saying like goodbye or thank you.
I'm here for you.
Instead of saying you're welcome, just uh-huh.
Several unidentified aircraft were spotted flying over the RepCon test site by a local crackpot. He spoke to a toy bear near one of our microphones.
It's ghouls, I tell you. Religious ghouls in rockets looking for a land to call their own. Don't you laugh at me. I know a spell that'll make you show your true form. Cave Rat taught it to me.
In addition, rumors have surfaced that Top's hotel owner Benny has taken yet another unexpected leave of absence. We spoke to his right-hand man, Swank.
Do I seem worried to you, baby? Sometimes a cat just needs room to swing.
The fuck?
He'll be back. Hey. Sure as a conga drum's got a groovy beat.
You know they say that no news is good news, but I think my program would be awfully dull if that were the case. I'd like to play something really special for you right now because you deserve it.
Got one.
Love me.
Glad that's damn it.
Take me out of this world.
The fuck?
Take me, make me forget my sorrow.
Everything's normal. Hey, is that poison? I guess that's poison effect. I just got over being poisoned. My poor stomach. Ah! Oh, fuck! Why are they hostile? Good question. Maybe because I didn't have Veronica with me. Maybe if I, There's gotta be a way to get in there without Veronica, though. Just grab her. No. Now I'm just being contrarian. Try during daytime? Yeah, probably. They had all the signs and everything. Anyway, I actually have to stop. I have to stop. So this is how I can be contrarian, but also make it seem like I'm not just refusing to do what I'm being asked to do. Are there clips or a VOD of this on YouTube? Oh yes. Yeah, my entire playthrough so far, I've streamed all of it. And then yeah, I take, yeah, I guess there's clips on YouTube. I've been posting those on Instagram and TikTok lately. Pablo 6 Shooter, thanks for the sub. How's the big swinging iron? It's heavy. I feel the weight of the responsibility at my hip at all times. But I can carry it. Because I'm made for it. And holy smokes, thanks for the prime. So Spirits, I don't make lovely clips actually. Chelsea does. But she's very, very good at it. I consider that my my advertising. It's the content funnel. You gotta have funny clips on TikTok and Instagram that make no money, so that maybe some people will come watch me on Twitch, or I can beg them directly for cash. I'll best you next time you play. I'm gonna start streaming, and I'm gonna do this quest in the first 5 minutes. So you better be quick on the draw. What's your take on TikTok? It's fine. It's fine, but there's very little infrastructure there. If you have enough followers and you have brands like selling ads for you, then great. But gaming culture doesn't really thrive on TikTok. I think just because on a very fundamental level, the aspect ratios are fucked. Like to take every game is widescreen, and to take that and try to make vertical video out of it sucks. Really, really difficult to make good content survive that transition, but Chelsea's really good at it. Okay. I also don't think that gaming content, well, maybe it'll work. We'll see. All right, I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna take a break and eat. I'll be back in about 45 minutes. And in the meantime, hopefully I'll have enough time to eat and watch the Savage Technique video so that I can show up to the raid, which is what's coming up next. 45 minutes. Hardcore MMO raid. We're gonna be bashing our heads against a very difficult fight. We're gonna be working out tactics. I'm gonna be casting spells. There's gonna be timers, and cool music. Always cool music. In the meantime, if you're new to the stream, I'm gonna leave up what I call MediaTek. It's a uh-oh. Wait, what? Oh, I think I need to reshare that. Oh, wait, what? Oh, because I didn't share the root folder, right. Well, I moved everything onto a solid state. Just pretend that it works. Cat's looking at the cursor. Probably really likes it over here when the contrast is high. Which game? Final Fantasy XIV. There's going to be anime and potatoes. And then, yeah, in the meantime, it's just going to be clips. I've edited out like thousands and thousands of clips, so you can watch them all at random. Who knows what's going to be next? Nobody does. I mean, I do. It's going to be Jet Set Radio because I left on it. But enjoy. I'll be back in a minute.